following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face-Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face-Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face-Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing? It's May the 4th, and that's the Star Wars joke for the day. Anyway, I'm joined here, as always, by the man who sounds and looks and smells better, Mark with the C.
What? I've always looked good and smelled good.
You sound better, though.
I mean,
That's
he
true.
was the one that didn't
That is
sound
true.
good.
Oh, hold
Get
on.
out
I
of here.
didn't.
Sean Leahy isn't on the show today.
What? He's not?
I don't see him.
Okay. Well, he's white. You don't know.
That's true.
He's very pale. What's Johnny doing? Johnny's doing something. Johnny's. I
forgot all of my lighting.
That's fine. These things happen. It's fine. So, gentlemen, we're back another. The Caps play tonight, so I'm sure that won't be cause for anxiety.
Yeah, I won't be able to watch. I'll watch maybe some of my phone things, but outside of that, the show must go on.
You mean emotionally you won't be able to watch, or like you actually won't be able to watch?
Well, so when was the last time they played? Monday?
Monday.
Yeah, so Monday night, I was kind of in and out of the game. I wasn't really paying attention very much, and my phone told me it was 2-0, so I decided sleep was a better option. So I woke up and found out the Caps lost 3-2, but apparently played pretty well from everything that I have read. And then there was a Letang hit, maybe? I don't know. I saw people being angry about things and stuff and all of that jazz, so we'll see. We'll see what goes on tonight. I'll make a bet right now. If the Capitals are still playing hockey next Wednesday, I will wear my tuxedo on the show.
Wow.
Who are you betting against?
I know. What is it? I
Myself.
was going to say, what is this bet? Why don't you just wear the damn tuxedo?
Yeah. What if
It's
you lose?
just me. I just want to wear the tuxedo.
Then wear the tuxedo. We're not going to stop you.
I'm actually wearing the tuxedo tomorrow night to the Boys and Girls Club Gala
Oh, hey. That's
that I'm
nice.
taking pictures for.
Thank
I'm
God.
gonna see if I can tie a bow tie as well.
Thank God you put gala at the end of it, because it'd be really weird if you just showed up in a tuxedo to a Boys and Girls Club and just be like rich Uncle Penny Moneybags. Be like, I'll take all the children here back to my mansion.
Yep. I have stuff to clean. Let's go.
Child labor laws don't apply to those who adopt them, do they? As he curls his non-existent mustache.
You've thought this one out a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Listen,
You've done your research.
A little bit. I've watched that. You know, when I was a kid, Annie played because my grandmother loved it, so I watched a lot of Annie. So.
Did you watch the Jamie Foxx Annie?
No, heavens no. I don't watch movies. The last movie I saw in theaters was Despicable Me, the first one. So.
Oh.
Yeah, it was 2010, 2011, I think. So.
I went for a long run there without having seen a movie in the theaters. I think it was I think Mark and I saw A League of Their Own.
Ooh.
A while ago, and then like the next movie I saw after that in the theater was like it's like The Recruit or something like that.
Jesus.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was like an 8-year hiatus from the movies.
No doubt. Holy
I
crap.
don't even know why.
Well, congratulations, you're back into it, I guess.
Well, what's the last movie that I went to in a theater? I think was the last, not this past Mission Impossible, but the one before that came out on like Christmas Day.
Wow.
What was that? The Ghost Protocol, I think, was the last one that I saw in a
Sweet.
theater.
That wasn't the most recent one?
No, there's a one since then. I mean, I've seen commercials for it. Maybe it's coming up. Maybe it's a 2016 release. I'm not sure.
No, I'm pretty sure
excited
Rogue,
for the
That's right,
Jason
Rogue
Bourne
Nation. Rogue Nation.
I'm excited
Came out
for
last
the new Jason Bourne movie, though. I might
First
go
off,
to the theater again.
First off, hold on a second. It was Spectre that came out last.
That's James Bond, you dummy.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
what are we talking about? What did we
Mission
say?
Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Franchise.
Whatever. Listen, the point is this. Listen, shut your pie hole. I don't listen. I don't watch movies. So, yeah, Rogue Nation. Yeah, Ghost Protocol was the one. 2011. Wow.
So it's been 5 years.
Yeah, going on 5 years. Look at you go. Mark, last movie you saw in theaters. Go.
Deadpool.
Okay.
See,
Probably about 2 months ago.
Mark remembers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's coming out
Actually,
on DVD next week.
upstairs right now, I had a conversation with one Matthew P. Death Esquire.
Nice.
And I asked him about this Civil War thing that's occurring with Marvel, and he promptly handed me a book, and I think it was all 3 Iron Man and an Avengers movie on DVD. It was like,
Wait,
here.
that was upstairs? Do we have someone joining us tonight?
No, I have them right now.
Well, he's upstairs?
No,
Did he
he's not
hand them to you
upstairs.
tonight?
He gave them to me when we were watching soccer.
You said tonight.
You
I
did
did
say
not.
tonight.
I did?
Yeah.
Sorry, I did not mean
Getting my
to
hopes up and
insinuate
everything.
Well,
I
the
did not
team-
mean to insinuate that Death was at my house.
The Twitter teaser did
Death
say that
is
somebody
knocking at my door.
The Twitter teaser said someone could be coming on that hasn't been on for a while. We've had 2 straight weeks of returnees. Who knows?
I know. I don't. Well,
Wait, do I count as a returnee?
No, we're talking about Jimmy Chunky Butter and Sean.
Oh, yes, okay.
We have you on assignment. When Mark's out on assignment. Or
I
Patan's
was
out on
gone for
assignment.
like 3 weeks there.
Yeah, it's fine. These things happen. You had to go to Hawaii. You were in essentially another country, but they don't want to call it another country.
Yeah,
You were in the cube of the Pacific, essentially, is what you were at.
pretty much.
So, Johnny, anything fun happened? How did you celebrate Leicester City winning?
All right.
I wasn't really good with that. I feel cheated in one respect because Tottenham was up 2-0 at halftime. If you're up 2-0 at halftime of a soccer game, you should win said soccer game. And they did not. And I would have really, really enjoyed to have been in England the weekend when Leicester won. In the middle of the country, it would have been fun. We could have partied. We could have had great times, and they got back on a plane and flown back to the United States. But no, Tottenham had to go and screw everything up. But I did get to see videos from Jamie Vardy's party, and it looked like they were having fun.
I'd say so.
I mean, I would have fun.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they're going to play a soccer game this weekend.
Why would they even bother playing the actual guys at this point? Why don't they do they have a training club at Leicester? Do they even have a training program?
I don't know. I don't think so. Before this year, they had like 4,000 pounds.
That's a lot of weight.
Yeah. That's everybody combined.
Amazing. The best tag team ever.
Like, if you're like Man City or Chelsea, do you bring up a lot of new guys to play the last couple games of the season if you've already clinched? Like, did they already have the confetti party for? I didn't see highlights of the game. There was no confetti party yet, like they did for Man City last year or the year before.
They didn't win the game. They tied their game, and then when Tottenham tied their game the next day was when Leicester mathematically won the championship.
That's so weird. So their next. Are they home this weekend?
They're home this weekend against Everton, yes.
So
they are
if
home.
Everton beat them, they're still going to have a confetti party.
True story, yes.
Well,
And in all honesty, let's be honest. You know that Jamie Vardy's going to be all hopped up on champagne anyway, trying to play. It's really hard to play soccer
Wait,
drunk.
I thought he
I've
was
done it.
suspended.
He's not suspended anymore. He was suspended for 2 games. That was last week and the week before. He's back now.
I see.
and in Pog form.
He is back.
Apparently they do have an academy, but I'm not seeing anybody's
Anybody that's good?
any recruitment list.
I've heard that Greg Wyshynski has started talking about the English Premier League as well.
Well, that's good for him. He's also given us a shout out because he likes our podcast. So
I saw that. He does.
good for him realizing we're good at something. Don't know what. Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of office people. No one here. A lot of U18 coaches, U21 coaches. Not a roster whatsoever.
I do always like when Greg points out the Face Off Hockey Show because he refuses to call it the Face Off Hockey Show. He just calls it Scotty Waz's
Podcast.
radio show or podcast.
Listen, I don't.
I mean,
Where-
I'm
where
fine
is
with
this, on
that,
Twitter?
I just think it's funny.
Yeah, it's on Twitter.
I'm looking for it.
I could probably find it for you. Yeah, it's an odd situation. I don't feel particularly. I feel warm and fuzzy. And it's like, oh no.
It's like, well, it's that podcast with Scotty Waz and that other short guy on it.
Yes, it's Waz and the two Italians. Jesus Christ, where was this? What did I frickin' tweet all week?
Waz and the Two Italians sounds like a fantastic band name.
That sounds like a terrific. That sounds like
Sitcom.
yeah, it's a great sitcom. Let me see if I can screen share this. So here we go. There we go. So Steve Madrigal. Madrigal.
Yeah, if you're listening, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it. So yeah, he asked him, don't know where to head for podcast, and yeah, he suggested my boys on Scotty Waz's podcast are wonderful. I don't listen to other hockey podcasts, alas. There you go. So push Face Off Hockey Show for SummerSlam.
I got the box, the what is this? The case that we can cash in at any point. What's that thing called?
The Money in the Bank box. So
That's it. The Money in the Bank box.
So we can topple Greg's Nerdist podcast and take over that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Part of the
We'll just
Nerdist
cash
Network.
it in.
And
I'll
then we
give them our travel case.
And then we can do that bullshit celebrity bowling show, and it'd be great.
I mean, that's really what you've always been looking for.
That's
right?
honestly
That's
has
your
been
apex.
That's been my goal for the last 3 years.
Actually, the apex would be seeing Scotty Waz run in on the set of the NBC intermission and punch Mike Milbury in the face and then just run off. I think that would be my apex.
And Stone Cold Stunner to JR.
No, I want
I'd
JR
buy to
commentating.
Liam McGregor or Liam Magoo and be like, I have
you
no
kidding
clue. I
me?
can talk with them all the time.
JR wouldn't stop him. JR would join in.
Yeah, it's true. I would have JR on my side. We set up Milbury for a 3D on the table, and it wouldn't break because it's fucking like marble. It just break his ribs.
Even better.
Then we hit him with his shoe in a bout of irony. So that was a fun thing. Anything else, Mr. Pitanzo? We didn't get to much. We were talking about Leicester City for a bit.
No, not much going on really. All packed up. I had
Don't know what to do. Next thing you turn around. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it,
Wow.
actually. That was good. That is
311 drop off the board. Reset the clock, please.
Yeah, it's only been like 1,050 days since the last 311 drop.
Speaking of 311, so we walked into Chili's, I believe it is, in White Marsh, and right over top of the door they have a sign that says occupancy is 311.
Wow.
So I turn around and I go, does that mean if the band shows up, everybody has to leave? And everybody looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, come on, really?
Jesus, people. By the way, I think it's been about almost 2 months since our last 311 drop because we did a show on 311. So.
Oh, okay.
Wow, we've been hitting up all the random month holidays. The like 311, we were on 420, now we're on 54.
I'm sorry, we didn't do a 311 show. All right, so reset the clock. It's been at least 1,050 days.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, fun times.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice.
I got the cleaners around the corner to sew a Maryland flag patch over top of the Tech Systems logo that was on the Under Armour bag that I had. So
Nice.
now it's just a really badass black Under Armour bag that has a Maryland flag patch on the top of it.
I, for one, thought the cleaners were a euphemism for someone else. I got the cleaners down the street to do something for me.
No,
Oh.
not euphemism for anything. Not yet.
Yet.
So yeah, all in all, good week. I'll probably have more fun and hilarity next Wednesday. We'll hope.
We expect some
We
nice
can only hope.
stories.
I'll be in Ireland. I can knock Ireland off of the list of places to go. Yeah, we're flying from here to New York to Dublin to Birmingham.
Dublin.
Alabama? Do you have my guy doing
Yeah. Alabama, right? We're flying to Dublin and then, well, Dublin, Ohio, and then to Birmingham, Alabama. So it's New York, Dublin, Ohio, back down to Birmingham. That's how we're flying.
It's a weird trip, man, but hey, it's all one
It's-
United Kingdom.
Scotty Air.
Perfect. Dunsky. How does that have to be? Yeah, we'll have more stories next week of Johnny P, international traveler.
We should get Death on next week.
We should. Sounded
I'll
weird.
get him on. I'll get him to come on next week.
Why not? It sounds promising because you'll have a lot of stories to tell.
Indeed.
Well, I mean, at least 10% of them we can say on the air.
There you go. The other 10% will be off the air, or the other 90%. The other 10%. The other
The other-
10% will be off the air.
the other
80% will be
10%.
drunkenness.
We'll be off, and we're just hoping we get back here.
There you go. Just remember, don't forget your passport.
But hey, if I can do nothing, this time I found a hotel that's literally attached to a pub.
Nice. There you go. That's good. So we will
So-
wait next week. So I guess that goes to Mark with a C now for his week. What was his week like? Mark with the C, go!
So week was good, but today is actually a holiday for me, random holiday.
Oh.
It is my 12,000th day on Earth. Today,
Hey!
12,000.
Wow! Congratulations.
Scotty, yours was 72 days ago.
Oh, that's...
We didn't celebrate yours because I forgot.
fine.
Your next
Am
fairly
I
large.
moving in on like? I got to be moving in on like 22,000.
You're moving in on 14,000, John. You can't math very well.
Oh.
Why is he our
you're
accountant?
you're only 5 years older than me, which is like a little over 2,000 days.
See, I
Little
was
under
doing that
2,000
wrong.
days.
Well, a little under
For
2,000.
some
days.
reason, I thought it was like 1,400. I was dropping a zero for savings.
So your next major, I mean, you'll turn 14,000 days old on November 19th of this year, John.
Nice. 2 days after
November.
Mom's birthday.
Yeah, November 19th. You
Nice.
get to steal some thunder.
That'll be on a Saturday, so we will
It's
have to
just a
celebrate
noise.
before.
Lightning does the work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So today, 12,000 days.
Congratulations. How's it feel?
I
That's-
mean, I
that's
feel
fantastic.
just as young as I did 11,000 days.
Mm. I don't know. I think actually that could be monumentally wrong because 11,000 days. You weren't married. You weren't a Virginia
true.
resident.
I don't even know if I was.
You hadn't gone through your second knee surgery.
I don't even think Brittany and I were dating at 11,000 days.
No, that would have been 3 years
Wow.
plus.
Yeah, it was like
a lot has changed within the last 1,000 days. for you.
almost 3 years ago. Almost 3 years ago.
Wow.
Wow.
Well then.
Yeah.
Look at you. You might feel as young, but man, has the world passed you by?
Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious.
And Waz, you're going to hit 12,500 days on July 6th, 2017.
No, ringing Star Spangled Banner. Something
Celebrate
like that.
America and Scotty Waz. Hopefully
That will be on a Wednesday too, so we will celebrate
Yes.
that
There we
after
go.
deadline day and whatnot.
Did you pick up that app, or are you just looking online?
No, I made a spreadsheet.
Oh, okay, good.
Attaboy.
That's good.
It's got a lot of today functions and ceiling functions.
Nice.
Ah.
Look at you go. Being
I was
happy
actually
over
telling Scotty that the fantasy cycling website that we use has not come back up for this season, so I just created one in Google Spreadsheet.
Yes, I was. That's fan. I mean, the spreadsheeting is strong with our family.
Definitely. You could say we excel at it.
Ah, yes, but for copyright reasons we won't.
Word.
Oh, what else is on the front page of your week, Mark? What's the outlook?
If I had the power, I'd point. I can't.
Oh. Yeah, you tried to force that one.
Yeah, and Vizio. I mean, that doesn't even fit anywhere.
No.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out how you could work Access in.
You could use an all about me situation.
But
I like the Outlook, though. That was good. That's good. Scotty.
Try. I threw a front page in there as well. No one liked
I
that.
know, I caught that. I caught that. I
Wow.
didn't. Is front page even a thing?
It's
Not
not anymore.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, we used to have it. It's what ran our damn website.
It's in the recycle bin now.
Oh yeah. I think it could be cause for deletion after 7 days.
But no, sadly, nothing else really exciting going on. Brittany and I are going to go to the O's game Saturday night while John and Matt Death are in the UK.
Mm. Perfect.
But yeah, that's about it. Nothing crazy.
Wow, amazing. What happened for me What did we do this weekend? I mean, we hit up garage sales. We did the garage sale loop as garage sales start to happen, and
How was thrifting?
it's good. I actually got some stuff for both my mom and my other mom, so
Oh,
that's good for Mother's Day. 'Cause
so
that's coming up
you're
this
starting to
week.
get some of the thrifting good jeans, or
No, I had Jen with me, so her
Oh.
calling off on me. Speaking of which, this was a late entry. Last week, we actually went to an antique shop, and we found some hockey pins, and they're pretty decent. Like they're super old. Like we have a nice little Bucky the Badger, University of Wisconsin Badgers
Nice.
thing there. We have a USA hockey team from Moscow '86, which I believe is the World Championships.
yeah, that wasn't an Olympic year.
No, it wasn't. But this one is we got the U.S. Olympic team, Calgary '88.
Wait, when did the Olympics go to every 4 years? Because I thought that they were every 2 years.
There was that weird time where it was 90.
No, they were every 4 years, but then they flipped in like '92. I think was when the Winter Olympics went to a 2-year gap, so that they were on opposite 2 years.
Yeah, '92. It was both Barcelona in the summer, and it was Albertsville in the winter.
Yeah.
And then 2 years after that, it was in Lillehammer for the winter, and then it went.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Wow. Did
Yeah.
you just look that up, or did you know
No,
that?
I knew that.
No, I knew too.
How did you know this?
Because first off, it's the locker rooms on the Laurel dressing
True story.
rooms.
So,
that's,
so it used to be winter and summer in the same year until
Yeah.
that point.
Yep.
Sarajevo and Los Angeles in '84, Calgary and Seoul in '88, Albertville, Barcelona in '92, and then Lillehammer in '94, and then Atlanta in '96, and
Yep.
then Nagano, and then Sydney,
there you go.
and then every 2 years after that. How about that?
And then we found speaking of the Olympics, we found an Olympic hockey pin from the Lake Placid Games in 1980.
Is that the Illuminati logo right there in the middle?
It's a mountain. It's a mountain.
Oh, okay.
Snowflake. Then we got some. We got Moscow Invisa Moscow 1283.
Oh, that's cool.
I love that scotch.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, from 1283. It's a few
1283.
centuries old. It's beautiful.
And then this one from the Moscow World Championships, I think, in 1960. So there you go.
Nice.
So there we go. It's Mark
Mark's just leaving.
forgets to mute. I also have a UNH. For some reason, I have a UNH pin. It's not really. It's a not undiscreet UNH pin because it just has a hockey goalie and says UNH hockey.
Oh,
Just to be-
can I purchase that off of you by any chance?
I guess we'll talk about it.
Okay, because my wife went to UNH, but also her father's best friend played for UNH.
I see. Well,
You
I
might
will,
think that's
You
pretty
mean
cool.
you mean hockey?
Yeah.
I will talk to Miss Jennifer about this because it's technically her stuff, and then we will make you a deal.
All right. How much did
Something you
Well,
can't
we'll
refuse.
talk about it. We'll talk about it.
We
I
paid
don't
this
wanna
whole
know.
thing was $22 for this whole thing
Okay.
for the whole lot. Mark, I'll give you.
You are talking about New
Yeah.
Hampshire, right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think so.
alright.
It's very nondescript. It's just blue and says UNH. I'm assuming it's University of New
Well,
Hampshire.
that's their colors, right? Blue and white.
yeah, it's blue.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, navy and something else. So yeah, no, we will talk about that.
I don't know what other NH might be. now that I
University of New Haven. I don't think they had a hockey team. University
New
of-
Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they had a. I don't think that's actually a school, honestly. But yeah, no, we'll make a deal. We'll make a deal. We'll play Deal or No Deal, and I'll wash my hands essentially and only fist bump you. Get it? 'Cause
Howie.
I'm in-
Mm.
Mm,
Well, you're already bald.
exactly. I just need that stupid soul patch, and only just the soul patch.
No.
You have the exact opposite of Howie right now.
I am exact. I'm
You
bizarro.
shave off
Howie.
just the whole soul patch. Actually, if you had you need a mustache also on that one,
I
but
need a big fro too.
yeah, then you'd be the polar. You'd be like the what is it in photography when you do the backwards
Negative.
colors? The negative. Yeah, that should have been easier to say.
Or if you're comic book Bizarro Howie.
Yeah, Bizarro Howie.
We also went to the University of North Dakota baseball, even though they are closing down their program at the end of this year. We decided to support them, even though they don't charge at the gate. That could be one of their big things of why they're not succeeding. They don't charge anything at the gate, and hot dogs are $2. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess let's get a hot dog. So that was a fun time.
Anybody
Sunday,
hit any dingers?
No, we didn't. It was North Dakota against UNC, University of Northern Colorado. And it was weird because I saw UNC. I'm like, they're playing the Tar Heels? Oh no, it's Colorado. Okay then. So yeah, that was fun. We watched Payback on Sunday, and as we got the WWE Network, so we decided to purchase that since we had.
Oh, that's good.
Is that $10 a month still?
$9.99, brother. You bet.
Sorry, I should have known that after watching Raw like twice.
My God, Michael's $9.99.
Do you ever bet on old WrestleManias, or because Jen remembers them all, it's kind of worthless?
No, I like to see her amazed because we watched. I turned on before Before Monday, Monday Night Raw. We were watching old WCW. I think it was Starrcade '91 or something like that. It was the first match was the Freebirds against the Young Pistols. Like, my God, Michael P.S. Hayes is a fat shitbag. Even back then in '91, just like, wow, he was out of shape. Like I could in the territory days, I could still be a wrestler, for Christ's sake. So, I think that's all we did this weekend. That was the entire week. As I keep getting fucked around by Clear Channel Media. So fuck those guys. Jesus Christ. It's like 4 weeks. He's like, yeah, no, it's a bad time. I'm like, well, just let me open up a studio. I'll record something. They'll send it to you. Eat my dick. We'll go from there.
Hopefully they don't hear this.
Well, fuck. I think I care. I probably get more listeners here than I do working for Grand Forks Clear Channel Radio. So basically, I would just make a paycheck off that. Is what I'm saying. So we'll see.
That's still a good thing, though. That's more than you make here.
Way more than you make here.
Exactly, dude.
Even after taxes.
Especially after taxes. So there's that. Yeah, just looking for flights flights to Buffalo. We're probably going to have to train it down to Minneapolis and then fly over to Buffalo because it's cheaper.
So slight change of topic. If Trump wins, are you going to move back to Canada?
God, no, I'm in Republican country, dude. I'm safe. Are you kidding me? The amount of bookstores that have the gun registry for each year is amazing. I love it here. It's amazing. It's a slight jaunt to the border if I need to anyway. So, yeah, it's a fun time for Trump to win. Fun time at all. Just to see if he's actually as big as people say he is, and he is acting. He'll get into office
man.
I gotcha.
Yeah, like, just kidding, but here I am.
Here I am.
I'm here now.
Told you I'd do it. Now I'm leaving. Now I'm leaving. I'll give it now to my vice president, Ryan Seacrest. Ryan, take it over. Oh, Christ. So that's been a thing. I think that's it for my week. I don't think I did much other than that. I'm trying to think of what we did anything. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Nice light week. Light week in history, or what have you. By the way, I'm backlogged on our show logbook so badly. I think I'm up to February now. So I only got like about 2 months to fill in on. And we're missing a show in there, so that's one less show. So.
What show did we? Oh, the one that we didn't do. That's right.
The 30.
When you moved, I was like, what show did you miss?
The one we didn't do because I was asleep, and I just drove.
Well, you had just moved, so yes, understandable.
Absolutely. So yeah, considering we do a show at the draft, it makes up for it. So I think we're fine.
Yeah, the people get their money's worth.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Well, they're getting their money's worth when they just download the topic. Just download the topic there, everybody. Why am I smelling fire? It's not Fort McMurray. By the way, did you see what's happening in Fort McMurray, which is 8 hours north of Calgary?
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Everything's burning.
Looks like a movie.
Yeah, they evacuated all 88,000 people in the city. And yeah, it seems it's just a freaking crazy. People just not getting jobs in the oil patch. Now this thing happens. So we'll see right now. I'm getting updates from the other room.
Updates.
About the Portland Pirates. Breaking news happened today that I put up on the Sinbin.net. Whereas the Portland Pirates have been sold pending league approval, and will be moving to Springfield, Massachusetts for next season after the Springfield Falcons left to go to Tucson, Arizona. The Florida Panthers released a statement as they are obviously the affiliate of the Portland Pirates right now. Ron Kane, or Executive Chairman Peter Luukos, said that he was informed by CEO Ron Kane that there's been a letter of intent to sell the Pirates pending league approval. We will be in contact with the American Hockey League regarding the sales process. In the meantime, Florida will begin exploring all other options to put our players in the very best developmental situation. We've enjoyed the city of Portland, the venue, and the incredible fan support. So if you're scoring at home or even if you're alone, that means the Baltimore Skipjacks are on the move. So they'll be moving to Springfield, Massachusetts.
The Isotopes.
Go Topes. So Portland, we hardly knew you.
They've been in Portland for a really long time, though, haven't they?
93, 94, 23 years.
Yeah. I was like, when they moved from Baltimore, they moved to Portland, right?
Yes.
I thought they went to Pittsburgh. Did they come from Pittsburgh? I thought they went to Pittsburgh.
They went from Erie. The Erie Blades became the Baltimore Skipjacks, became the Portland Pirates.
Gotcha.
And then the Pirates were there in '90. The first year they were there, they won the Calder Cup. Ole Kolzig was the MVP of the playoffs, I believe. And then ever since then they haven't won much of anything. So here they are. But that's regarding everything there. So Jen from the other room. Breaking news. So it's funny, I was just bringing up my documents to bring up the rundown for the show today because there is some news happening there. Hit my music. I'm the champion. Hit my music.
I got it. Play.
I just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
Perfect. All right, a couple injuries, off-season injuries, of course.
It's now time for Is Rick DiPietro injured?
Yes, his feelings are hurt because he is now in a fight with Mike Francesa. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I heard. This was funny.
Apparently, there's a radio war between Mike Francesa and Rick DiPietro. If you don't know, Mike Francesa is a big New York radio personality in the sports genre. He's often fallen asleep a couple times in his chair, and there you go. That's a thing. But apparently, he said something about the Islanders and the Islanders fans being garbage to that point. And then Rick DiPietro, who also hosts a radio show on the opposite station, Francesa, shot back and said, "Hey, you don't talk about my team like this." And then Rick DiPietro got burned once again by Francesa, who said, "From what I understand, you played goalie better than you do radio, which isn't saying much. So apply cold water to those burns, please."
Wow.
Rick.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez. That's more burning than the red lights.
Yeah. Apparently, Francesa called the Islanders a third-rate organization after Jack Capuano skipped out on doing a radio show weeks ago. So there you go.
Oh, so he got his feelings hurt.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, okay, I see how it is.
He got butt hurt, and then he went after the Islanders, and then Rick DiPietro went after him, and then he went after Rick DiPietro. So there you go. Rick DiPietro's
That's not the first fight Rick DiPietro has been in, has it?
And lost decisively. They do say Mike Francesa is the Brent Johnson of New York radio. I don't know what that means.
Oh, wow. Yep, that's a left.
Jeez. So some off-season injury report. David Krejci, hip surgery, he's out 5 months.
Oh.
And Torrey Krug, shoulder surgery, he's out 6 months. Both will be expected to return as the season gets going in October. So there's that.
I'm guessing neither of which were going to be considered for their respective World Cup teams.
No. Torrey Krug might have been for the USA team. Krejci definitely for the Czech Republic, so both of them are not going to be playing for the World Cup of Hockey. So that's a shame. That's a little bit of a shame.
They're going to be very missed by the thousands and thousands of adoring fans.
Anyway, Brooks Orpik got suspended 3 games for his hit on Olli Mata during Game 2 of the Washington Capitals Pittsburgh Penguins bloodbath. Subsequently, in Game 3, Chris Letang was suspended for 1 game for his hit on Marcus Johansson. Boy, howdy, this is going to be fun for the rest of the series. Also, Tom Wilson was fined for his knee-on-knee hit with Connor Sheary.
Do we need, or should we even talk about this? Because
Talk about it.
I don't think. Orpik's hit was bad. I don't think Letang's hit was that bad, to be honest with you. Like at this point, because they gave Orpik a suspension, they sort of had, they being player safety, had to give Letang a suspension. But calling both of them interference penalties was such bullshit.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna give somebody a suspension, like. And they even talked about the Marcus Johansson Letang hit. Like the referees talked about it on the ice, and they still called it interference. Like not elbowing, not roughing.
Right.
Interference.
Yeah, I mean, also Letang got rid of Letang got away with slashing someone in the neck in the Ranger series with
Yes,
his
he did.
stick. So they had to give
Yeah.
it to him on principle on that, and then also after. What's his name? Barry Trotz called him out saying the length of the Orpik suspension is because of who they're playing. So, tit for tat, I suppose. We'll see how it all goes down as Game 4 underway in a bit, if it's not already underway now. I don't have a TV. So, there's
Not
that.
quite. Pierre is interviewing someone, and
Oh,
he'll
God.
probably tap him on the butt as well.
Perfect.
Yes.
Tell him go have fun out there.
Pierre's
Coach,
been tapping people on the butt recently, like a lot of people.
I've been doing that too to random people, just saying good game, and I think I get away with it okay.
Is it the baseball team?
No, it's just random people on campus. It's really
Oh,
weird.
okay, good. That's smart. Especially on campus.
Especially on campus. It's finals week. They're stressed out. They don't know what's going on. It's easy to confuse them. Coaches fired, everybody. Get ready for this one. Get your pens and papers out. Anaheim has fired Bruce Boudreau. Despite during his tenure with Anaheim's coach, he was 205 wins, 107 losses, and I think 40-some ties. Or shootout losses or some shit like that.
So, who hires Bruce? Is it going to be Ottawa, or is it going to be Calgary?
Well, Calgary fired Bob Hartley, so that's after Boudreau got fired. It's like, hey, guess what?
Way to bury the lead.
Yeah,
Scotty hasn't even gotten through all the teams yet.
Well, I mean, we didn't have to talk about that. It doesn't matter.
He was naming off all the teams that fired coaches. I was writing them down.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's out of the bag. So after that happens, Calgary fired Bob Hartley, saying there was fundamental differences. Bob Hartley saying, I didn't know we had fundamental differences. It's news to me. So we'll see about that. Also, if you're scoring at home or even if you're alone, we've got Anaheim with an opening, Calgary with an opening. We have Minnesota with a possible opening. We've got, who else is out there?
Ottawa.
Ottawa's opening. By the way, Ottawa's interviewing everybody. Like me, I think I got an interview next week with the
Nice.
Senators. So that's
And if the Clearwater or Clear Channel thing falls through, you always have another gig.
I got something to pick me up. I'm good to go. So yeah, and maybe Arizona could be opening because they hired a new GM this week. He's 26 years old. So there's that. But
Over
anyway.
under.
Yes.
On how long it takes Bruce. Does Bruce find a job before the Stanley Cup is awarded? Yes or no?
Ooh, over under Stanley Cup awarding. I'm gonna go under. I'm going conference finals before the conference finals start.
John?
I'm gonna say announced between Stanley Cup Finals ending and draft.
So over.
But he might already have a job, so that might be technically a gray area.
Well, that's a good point.
right? Because we got to go when it's announced, right? Because like
Yeah.
you can't say like, hey, he was hired 2 weeks ago, so that we could start the process, but we didn't want to take away the thunder from the playoffs.
Oh, they don't care. All sorts of stuff happens during the playoffs.
It's true.
Okay, then fine. I'm still going over.
All right.
Okay, perfect. Mark?
I'm gonna go under, but it's gonna be. I bet it's gonna be between the conference finals and the Stanley Cup final.
Wouldn't it be great if it's pushed? He goes out and announces, or it couldn't be a push because he would
Like,
go out and
as
announce
Literally,
where-
as Gary Bettman brings the Stanley Cup out.
Yeah. Like
As
he
he
comes
hands
out
it-
with Bettman and announces where he's going to be.
as he hands over the trophy, he announces it's like, wow, that's a quick push.
They bring Boudreaux out to give out the trophy.
Be really weird. If it's in Washington, then they can go ahead and cheer him, so that'd be something. So
But now the follow up then is does Bruce get a head coaching job or does he get a offensive specialist type Adam Oates position?
I think he's head coaching or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta go head coach.
There's not enough head coach quality candidates out there for the openings there, unless they're gonna go internally. Like I don't think Ottawa's going internally. They're like I said, they're interviewing everyone and their mother. Minnesota might go keep Torchetti. Calgary, who knows what the hell they're gonna do? They don't.
Why
they
wouldn't they keep Torchetti?
I don't know.
He did a really good job down the stretch, and they played well in the playoffs.
They did, especially without Parise and Vanek. Although many people would say Vanek hasn't been there for the past 2 years. So.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean Torchetti seems to be a smart choice. Calgary, who knows what they're gonna do? I like to see Calgary just not hire anybody and just.
I'd
go
like to
without a
see
coach.
Calgary go Europe,
Exactly.
like
Guess what?
Crawford coming back or
Guy
something.
Boucher, Mark Crawford will be co-head coaches.
Yes.
See how it works out. So the draft lottery happened,
It did. It did.
and Edmonton did not get the number 1 pick.
No, they didn't.
I did fully appreciate the number of back-to-back tweets that were literally exactly the same. I think at one point my entire screen on my phone just said, like, Oilers pick 3rd, and it was just, like, straight up. It was, like, 6 tweets in a row.
Well, they're picking 4th.
All right, well, 4th, yeah.
Yeah, they're picking 4th, and the Toronto Maple Leafs will pick 1st. Winnipeg Jets 2nd. Columbus Blue Jackets 3rd. Buffalo again gets screwed. Vancouver 5th, and then Buffalo got screwed, and Arizona got a little screwed too. So we'll see how this all pans out. Obviously, that means good old JR is going, or good old Austin Matthews is going to be a Toronto Maple Leaf. So there you go.
Great.
John Chiaka, the assistant general manager of the Arizona Coyotes, like I said, 26 years old, is going to be promoted to general manager of the club.
Wow.
How do we feel about this?
Be introduced tomorrow. I don't know how to feel.
What do you mean, how do we feel?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Like, we're not a fan of the team. We're not... Is it just because we're older than him?
No, it's mainly like what kind of experience could this person possibly have, like especially at 26? Because I'm talking about like he had to have been in the organization his entire life. Like, what kind of experience have you built up by 26 years old that proves that you know what you're doing in this industry, in this role? Like, you haven't seen players. You haven't even seen the players you're going to draft develop enough to know what is good and what is bad by 26. Like, I don't understand this move. It seems very, I'm a good Madden GM, so I can do an NFL. I can be an NFL coach. That's what it feels like to me.
I suppose.
He was an assistant, though.
He was the AGM. I'm trying to find his blah 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 blah. Trying to find his background.
I mean, does he get the Rolodex of like other GM's cell phone numbers and everything, and
Sure,
You know, that
It just gets passed down.
yeah.
it just stays in the office?
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Dubas is 30 years old, and he was an OHL general manager at 24, but he was in the OHL. He was able to learn, and now he's up AGMing the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I mean, he's going through the system. Blah, 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 blah. There's not a lot on John Chuck.
How old was Theo Epstein when he first became the Red Sox GM?
I want to
He
say
was young.
27.
Yeah, he was in like his mid-20s.
Yeah, but I think
I feel like. Go ahead.
I was going to
You're
say
gonna say the same thing.
baseball people seem to be a little bit more, I don't know, older at heart. Is that the word I'm looking for now? Like,
I don't know. I feel like also baseball talent is easier to scout than hockey talent is. Like hockey
But he
talent
still had
is,
to make trades and such.
sure, but it's not as if it's.
Are you saying that because there are 87 picks in baseball that like if 3 of them were decent, he's like, oh look, I'm a good GM.
I
But
think
like
also
in
the
hockey,
numbers-
if you like only get like 3 players out of a draft, it's considered like a terrible draft.
The numbers in baseball, I think, are a little bit more stagnant, and they stay the same, so you know the trends than they are in hockey.
yeah, it's statistical. You can tell if someone's fast based on stolen bases, right? You can tell if someone has a good bat speed by how many home runs they hit. Like, it's statistical. In hockey, it's not that easy. Like, someone can score a lot of goals, like Eric Fair, for instance, but his game doesn't translate well to the NHL. If you can hit a fastball, you can hit a fastball. If you can hit a curveball, you can hit a curveball.
Yeah, and
If you can
don't
pray to
hit
Joe
it,
Boo,
say,
you can pray
fuck
to
you,
Joe
Joe Boo. I do it myself.
Exactly.
Like, if you can throw 96 miles per hour, you can throw 96 miles per hour. Like, that's why I feel like there's no such thing as really, there's not really a combine for the NHL. Like,
There is.
but I feel like it's there. Okay,
It's
there
not
is,
like a
but it's not like a.
televised like the football combine.
But I don't think combines translate as well in the NHL as they do in other sports. Like, yeah, Patrick Kane
I don't
probably
either.
didn't have a great combine. I mean, I'm
But
making
it's
that up.
like the
but
combine's what like lifting and like
Combine is
O2
all
max
off-ice
and
stuff.
like
It's no on-ice stuff
Yeah.
whatsoever. Nothing
Yeah.
that's really primitive to the actual game itself. Like, you don't
Yeah, it's
have
all
shooting
conditioning
accuracy
and
or
such.
hockey or blue line to blue line speed. So,
it would be awesome if they did though.
amazing. So
It'd be
apparently,
like a 40 timed on ice.
yeah, blue line to blue line, like what's his name? Luis Mendoza.
Yes.
Remember Luis Mendoza?
He would have been the first pick overall.
So last May, Chiaka was signed by the Coyotes as the assistant general manager. May 23rd. So less than a year ago, he was hired as the assistant general
At
manager
25.
at 25.
Does he have a degree in like sports management?
I'm looking at Chiaka is co-founder of Stathletes, a Canadian firm that uses video analysis to offer a complete picture of players' games and has over 100 times the statistical resolution of tracking methods.
he's
Got it.
So he's the Oakland. He's the Moneyball of the NHL.
He's the Moneyball of the NHL.
We figured it out.
He's a former jock that became a stats nerd as he played 101 games with the Woodstock Slammers of the Junior Maritime Hockey League.
They beat up on the Pogs all the time, right?
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Oh, wow.
Zing. I love it. So, yep, Scarda Chiaka is now, he goes from being a co-founder of Stathletes to the general manager of the Arizona Coyotes in under a year.
I didn't even trust him to. Clearly, we shouldn't have trusted him to name his company anything good. Like, how can he be a good GM?
It's true.
Stathletes is terrible. Like, I see what you were trying to go with, but you didn't get either one right.
No.
You can't push 2 words together. You can't just push any 2 words together. It doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
Like, at least mathlete has the word math and athlete in it. That's the whole point. But stathlete has only athlete in it, and the other one is like,
No, but
I don't know
stat,
what
though.
you're trying to do. Yeah, but
That's-
stat is there, but it has an H. You're not even pronouncing the word stat.
Stathlete.
Stathlete. Yeah, no, it doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for me.
Oh, God. So there we go. That's John Chiaka.
Don't let him do the branding for the team.
Guys, we're
What,
going
do you
to put...
think they can get worse than jobbing.com arena?
You know what? He brings up a very good point. Brings up a very good
I mean,
Didn't
they've
the
already
NH
been down that
the
road.
NHL made that decision, though.
Again, you know what? A valid counterpoint.
The NHL was like, we will sell the name to whoever gives us the most money because this team is in debt.
Guess what?
Johnny
And
Speaking
the
of,
Got
Brooklyn Brawler was the one who brought up the most money.
Yeah.
He had it in a case.
him and S.T.
It was
Jones.
money in the bank.
Speaking of arenas, Little Caesars Arena is a thing.
Yeah! Woohoo!
The Detroit Red Wings announced that their new arena is going to be called Little Caesars Arena, and because of that, I went out and got some Little Caesars tonight.
Pizza
That's
Pizza
smart.
Arena.
There you go. So,
See? You
zing.
can't just take words and stick them together.
Yeah, but pizza and arena are in both of the words. Both words are full and complete in the combined word. Pizza and arena. Pizza arena. It makes sense.
I can't wait to our 16th season premiere.
Stat. Get out of here.
Apparently, there's also
does that mean that you're going to be able to walk up to the ticket counter and get tickets for $5?
Oh, I hope so.
Hot and ready.
I want them to I want to put their biggest fans in the crazy section.
That's good, actually. That is good. I like it when you walk up to the ticket and you ask for upper deck, and somebody turns around and goes, "Take an upper deck." Upper deck.
Oh, great.
I'm sorry. Do you mind waiting 3 minutes? We have one of those printing right now. Or we could give you a lower level. It's immediately available right now.
Sir, do you know scalping is illegal? No, I'm actually a ticket broker. I actually work for the team. Oh, well then.
Oh.
Go on. On ready, out of the printer. So we got some awards.
If they don't have a crazy section, I'm gonna feel cheated. Actually.
By the way, there's a petition online, which obviously always works, to get it changed. So.
Get what changed? To have them change the name of it already?
Yeah, they say Little Caesar Arena is not that. What was it?
Intimidating?
Yeah, exactly. They said it's not intimidating. They want to change it to Caesar's Coliseum.
No, I like Little Caesar's Palace though. I saw that one. On
I do
Twitter.
like that one a lot, actually.
Little
But then
Caesar's
they-
Palace is great.
They might have to split money with the casino.
That's a good one. I like that
What
one.
if they got both of them to spend money? And it was like a dual naming convention.
See? Little Caesars and Caesar's Palace. That is a good name combination.
That is smart right there. I think
That's smart.
that needs to happen, actually.
Yes, and you know what that means? That also means that stuff will be coming in because basically Mike Ilitch is paying himself for these naming rights.
Yeah,
So
he is.
no
Definitely.
hockey revenue will be coming in because of that name.
It's seriously just like a tax shelter.
Essentially, literally. It's essentially and literally a tax shelter.
Little
Oh,
Caesar's Palace. I like that a lot.
Done and dusted. Copyright it, Mark.
It's
Then
not
we
okay,
can
I can't
have,
take credit for that, but I will.
Then we can have Malice at the Palace again, if all hell breaks loose.
And they were both in Detroit.
They were. It's not wrong. Some nominees for awards were named. For the Selke Award for Best Defensive Forward, Patrice Bergeron, Anze Kopitar, and Ryan Kessler. For the Norris Trophy, which is Best Defenseman, a.k.a. most points as a defenseman, Eric Carlson, Drew Doughty, Brent Burns?
Burns for the beard. Burns is my vote, regardless of what the stats actually are. I don't care.
Masterson Trophy.
When did we get votes?
When?
Yeah, we're in the press.
It's true. We should get votes on these.
Here's the thing, though. It's under my name, so...
So we've been voting the whole time, is what you're saying.
We have been, and we've been all voting for Capitals as write-ins.
Nice.
John Drew's got the Masterton Award finalists all the time.
It's interesting.
Speaking of which...
That is weird. I bet every year they get really pissed off when Jason Stetsos on the counter trophy.
Jesus! Every time with this! The Masterton finalists are Yager, Matt Zuccarello, and Pascal Dupuis.
All right.
That
Why?
has to be
How?
Yager,
Okay.
right?
How's my question? Why? How is Yager still a comeback player? He's been back in the league for 4 years.
No, it's perseverance, though. Not comeback player. It's perseverance.
It's perseverance.
He's perseverance through the AARP checks.
And he's effectively the Undertaker of the NHL.
He really is. He's having really sloppy matches but getting points.
And he's been a phenom for the better part of 35 years.
He has. That's not wrong. Panarin, McDavid, and Ghost Bear is the Calder finalist.
Mm.
And for everyone's favorite, the Mark Messier Award, it's Ovechkin, Tavares, and Shea Weber.
Leadership?
Leadership Award is named. Ovechkin's the finalist. Finalist.
What? Okay. I mean, okay, but that
Ovechkin-
seems like a weird thing. Like, I don't know. Who gets to vote for these? Who gets to nominate these? Isn't each award a different, like?
It's a different. Yeah, it's a different. It's a different thing.
Like, one of them is the GMs, one's the players, one's the press.
Yeah, a lot of press. Mark Messier actually picks his award. So I picked this one. Oh, okay.
And the leadership award for this year goes to me. Still me again this year. 'Cause
Again,
I'm still
stuck
a
at
great
your
leader.
back. Oh, okay.
Nobody can lead like me. Nobody. I'm a great leader. Everybody loves me.
The Hart Trophy is determined by the Professional Hockey Writers Association for Most Valuable Player. Lady Byng is Professional Hockey Writers Association.
Okay. Why?
Vezina.
I'm going to ask a dumb question.
Okay, ask your question.
Why do people vote on the Lady Byng?
I don't know.
Is it the Lady Byng give it out to like the most gentlemanly player? It's basically like, okay, you had the least amount of penalties this season. You've won the Lady Byng.
Yeah, kinda.
Like, it should be like the Art Ross. Like, you ended the season with the least amount of penalties. Here's your Lady Byng trophy. You know, like, why do you vote on shit like that?
I don't know.
That trophy actually is just to make the writers feel like they're doing something.
The Calder also voted on by the writers.
That's fine.
Vezina is voted on by the 30 general managers.
Oh.
So that's a change. Let's see. Bill Masterson, Ted Lindsay. I had to bring up the Ted Lindsay Award. Jack Adams Award, who's done this. Selke. We'll see about that. James Norris Trophy, that's Professional Hockey Writers Association. Bill Masterson is, doesn't say. I'm assuming Professional Hockey Writers Association. Ted Lindsay wait a minute. In his companion to the as judged by members of the Professional Hockey Writers Association. Oh no, I'm sorry, Ted Lindsay by the NHLPA. So the NHLPA Writers Association gets it. Coaches Award. National Hockey League Broadcasters Association for this one. So change it up just a little bit. Selke, Professional Hockey Writers Association. And there you go. King Clancy, who does that? Let's see who. Let me see if. By the way, let me see if actually Messier is the one who picks his own award. King Clancy is for both the Professional Hockey Writers Association and the NHL Broadcasters Association.
Oh.
So a twofer.
Wow.
Twofer for the King Clancy Award, which everyone loves. Sean's favorite trophy. And Mark Messier. Yep. The award is given to a player selected by Mark Messier on behalf of Mark Messier to honor an individual by positive example.
The player who most exemplifies Mark Messier, chosen by Mark Messier, nominated by Mark Messier.
Sponsored by Cold Effects.
I feel like underneath of the trophy it just says, "If I could give this to myself, I would." And it's signed and it's got like in metal signature from Mark Messier on the bottom of it.
I love that it used to be a monthly award, and then they're just like, fuck it, we're going to make it a yearly award. I can't deal with this anymore.
And people still don't care.
Nope. It's the worst. It's the worst. This is why Gretzky said no to an award. Guys, no one doesn't give a shit. It's fine. By the way, Kraft Hockeyville USA was named, and it goes
That was pretty cool.
Lakeview Arena in Marquette, Michigan, in the Upper Peninsula, which is also our former girl, PR Lara. It was, I think, her brother's home rink.
I was trying to get Laura on, actually. She said that I talked to her some. I sent her a text about it, and I recorded the piece of it from the broadcast. But yeah, she said that I think that was where her brother made his first glove save.
Nice.
And he was 7. And she was saying that the arena, you could tell where you were because it smelled differently, which I'm sure you guys can speak to, playing in different arenas and such.
Yeah, there is a different odor amongst most places.
And what else? She said that she once got kicked out of a game for getting too many penalties. She had reached like the max amount of penalties that she could
Get out of town.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's.
So those were the 3 facts.
Was that
of,
at that
the
arena,
overview.
or she was just stating a fact in general?
No, it was just that arena. That arena.
Okay.
But I'm sure it only happened in that one arena.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure. I'm
Sure,
certain of it.
absolutely sure.
Certain.
Certain indeed. In any case, should go get Lyle on, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I'll do it.
It's that time as we do that. We'll be sitting here. We'll talk about smooth jazz. Smooth jazz. Baby.
What's your favorite smooth jazz artist?
Oh, my favorite smooth jazz artist is, of course, Miles Coltrane.
Trombone Shorty.
Exactly.
Is he a jazz artist?
I don't know. Trombone Shorty. I think that's actually our hip hop artist. I'm not, I'll have to confirm that later. So there's that.
Does he just play like a short trombone? Is that
He
how-
does. He does.
It's awesome.
By the by. What was I gonna say? Jesus Christ, it's 1-1. Great.
Yep. There were 2 terrible goals, by the way. One was Jay Beagles was a backhand that just from no angle that somehow beat Matt Murray near side over the shoulder, and Trevor Daly's was a slap shot that got blocked by Carl Alsner that snuck through and no one knew where it was and it went through Holtby's legs.
Oh, of
Perfect.
course. I just saw it on the Vine. It's weak.
Both of them were really weak goals.
It's gonna be this kind of series, right, where we just stab our eyes out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hey, I like the optimism. I say that the Caps are coming back from 3-1 this time to beat the Penguins. How about
The
that?
game isn't even over yet.
Would be
Oh,
great.
sorry.
Would be great if it was to happen.
They're gonna go full on ghosts of playoff past and just eradicate everything this time through.
That would be amazing if that happened.
Light the whole town on fire.
I tell you, it needs to happen. I can't be sitting just crying into my Caps jersey or sweatshirt or all of the above.
I don't
When I
want you to do that either.
When I got the 5-star guarantee from Spectre Rhodes that this was going to happen.
And you still have the 5-star guarantee of Spectre Rhodes that this is going to
I
happen.
put on almost 50 shots and only got 2 passed.
But no path to glory is an easy ride, brother.
I'm tired of this Johan Hedberg
obstacles to overcome. That's what will make the victory so much sweeter when it finally arrives. Hey guys, how you doing?
If it does happen, if they go down 3-1 and they do win this, I think I'll just stop doing broadcasting altogether.
Now there's no need to go to that extreme.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, you're right. So we were talking about, before you came on, John Giacca going from less than a year as assistant general manager to the GM of the whole damn thing in Arizona. We didn't know how to, and especially considering his background was of analytics and an
Didn't we
analytic
talk
firm.
about this last week?
A couple weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah. It's just weird to us they actually finally got the gig.
I
And
mean,
I didn't know it was that quick. I thought he was hired in 2014.
What were we doing at age 26, guys? You know,
I was going through a divorce.
so was I.
No, that was a lie. I was done the divorce by that point.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Boom.
No, I would.
Chalk it up to me, baby.
Hey, there you go. The big high five. No, I was going through a divorce.
Yeah.
And I was in the Navy at the time, so double fun. Actually, the Navy part was fun. The divorce bit wasn't.
No,
The one good thing about being in the Navy when I was going through my divorce was that it gave you the opportunity to get out of town for like 3 or 4 months at a stretch.
And free legal counsel, right?
Oh hell yeah! So
I think
was
that's
gonna
pretty
say,
like a
less.
sailor.
I was going to say all the semen you can enjoy.
no, well, of course, yeah. But for all those bad jokes, obviously. But free legal counsel, and I wound up not paying a dime or having to give up anything. So it was feckin' awesome.
There you go.
Well, that's what happens when your first wife is a cheating. bitch. But anyway, that's all good.
Well, there you go.
That was
Wow.
almost 30 years ago now. So
Speaking of
no
playoffs,
bitterness remains. No bitterness remains.
Oh,
But yeah, but 26 years old and you're a general manager. Good God. I mean, oof.
When does the NHL Films story of the Arizona Coyotes get made?
are you kidding? This is a 12-year documentary that's
Money,
going on. Right
Oh
money
my-
puck,
Money puck.
Money puck.
Money puck. Yeah. Well, if they actually wind up winning as a result of it, then yeah, it definitely becomes money puck. Does that grease the skids for Kyle Dubas in Toronto? Watch and shoot.
We'll see. We'll see. how it
Yeah.
goes.
But listen, hey, I wish him the best of luck. All the luck in the world. He's a year older than my son, for Christ's sake.
Wow.
But hey, I wish him all the luck in the world. I hope it works out for him because that kid's gonna be. I'm sorry, you're a kid. You're a kid to this crusty old man. But,
I mean, that's all of us. Also, he's a
Wow.
kid to all of us.
Also, he's younger than most of the roster there too. So
yeah. So his grizzled old veteran Shane Doan stops into the room and goes, "Okay, really, where's the real GM? Come on now."
it's
Come
like,
on!
It's like the what
This
was
guy
that?
looks like he's a year removed from being stuffed into high school lockers. For God's sake! I mean, come on.
He doesn't look that-
He's just gonna text Shane down and be like, "LOL, this isn't working out," and then one of these emojis.
But but seriously, I mean, God, best of luck to him. I hope it works out for them. I mean, God knows they're going through some changes there in Arizona. So watch, it goes completely out of the box and I don't know, gives up half the team. to get there.
He's got a good young core at least. If he
Is this the time though that you ask the question like, could it get worse? Really? Like,
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly. How much worse could it possibly be?
Very true. So good for him, I guess. It's just you see 26, and then he came from a place called Stathletes that Mark hates.
Ugh.
Hmm.
You gotta get both words in the name, Lyle. You can't like staff. Staff is not a word.
it's an
Mathlete.
infection.
works.
Yeah, you're gonna be a mathlete.
Yeah, mathlete works, but stathlete? Come on, terrible name.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong, Lyle. He's not wrong. So there's that.
Oh, and by the way, my favorite smooth jazz artist, Bleeding Gums Murphy.
There you go.
There he is.
Just so you know.
There you go.
It proves I was paying attention. Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, where were you at 8:35 when the show first came on, Lyle? 7:35 your time, 8:35 mine.
There you go. So got that going for us.
Which I say, none of your beeswax.
What was I gonna say? I
I don't know.
So-
I was
so-
rambling on.
Yeah,
you
no,
have
I'm
the
just-
rundown.
I do have the rundown. We all have the rundown, except Lyle doesn't have the rundown.
I don't have a rundown.
Oh, so the Calgary Flames firing Bob Hartley a year after they said, "Hey, we're not going to change this rebuilding plan all that much." Now, I understand that the Jack Adams Award can be a who got lucky, who did best with least out of the three.
Or who had a hot goalie? Though that wasn't his case.
Exactly.
That was Paul McLean's 2 years before.
Exactly. That was everything with that. But I guess, is this getting away from the rebuild? Considering I obviously don't think that Treliving thought it was his guy. I mean, is that pretty much all it comes down to? Is that this isn't my guy? I want somebody else. You're fired.
Well, I find it suspicious that this happens within days of Bruce Boudreau being fired.
Wait, Bruce Boudreau got fired?
I find that very fishy. You would think that if Hartley wasn't his guy anymore, that he wouldn't have waited until almost a month after the regular season ended. Most people have the common courtesy to drop the axe within a week of the end of the regular season, unless you're the Boston Bruins, in which case you act like a douche and let your coach, twist in the wind for 3 months. But anyway.
Well, that doesn't sound like Boston at all.
Not at all. No. Why would
Never met a douchebag from Boston.
But no.
Boston Pizza, though.
Boston Pizza. Listen,
That
Boston
place,
people
God.
and Boston Pizza, I find are fantastic.
See,
I just don't think very highly of the Bruins front office. Is all I'm saying.
By the way, if they do get Boudreau in Calgary, that's going to take a hit It's going to be good money-wise for them, but that's only because Bruce is going to buy stock and franchises in Boston Pizza, and that could be bad for overhead for them, for the food industry alone.
Well, there you
He
go.
loves pizza and wings.
But yeah, I just found it really, really fishy. All of a sudden, yeah. Oh, Bruce Boudreau was fired earlier this week. Bye, Bob. Thanks for coming out. We would have fired you sooner, but we couldn't get a hold of you at the time. But yeah.
I was in the office right down the hall.
But I don't think it's right. I don't agree with that at all. He didn't become a bad coach overnight. That team didn't miss the playoffs last season because he was a bad coach. They missed the playoffs last season because their goaltending sucked on toast. The worst goaltending in the NHL. Check the stats, kids. They don't lie. The worst.
They were terrible.
And you make Bob Hartley the scapegoat because you, Brad Treliving, didn't give him the goaltending he needed when you had the opportunity last summer? No, that's a bullshit call. I'm sorry. Bullshit call on Brad Treliving's part. Oh, but now, a shinier model comes out. Oh, I want him. Bye, Bob. Thanks. But listen, let's not feel bad for Bob Hartley. He'll land on his feet. If he doesn't get a job here in the off season, then I'm sure within 2 months, the Montreal Canadiens off to a bad start. They'll fire, Michel Therrien, and Bob Hartley can jump into the job because he's bilingual and all that jazz. So there you go. You heard it here first. Lyle Richardson believes Bob Hartley will be tabbed as Michel Therrien's replacement if Hartley doesn't get a job this summer somewhere else. There you go.
You heard it here first,
Heard
everybody.
it here first, kids.
What?
Face Off Hockey Show, breaking news once again. Ahead of the curve, ahead of the pack, ahead of its time.
Yes, indeed.
Woo!
Who's next? Is it Montreal next to fire their guy? Is there anybody?
No. They're gonna, Bergevin said he's sticking with Therrien, and he meant it. He's sticking with Therrien. Listen, Hartley, I said I don't think he's going to be unemployed for very long. They're looking for coaches in Ottawa. They're looking for coaches, in Minnesota. They're going to be looking for coaches in obviously in Anaheim. So there's going to be places that he can go, and hell, who knows? Maybe somewhere else, somebody, another club might go. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should have a coaching change. And Bob Hartley looks like the kind of guy we need. So, I don't think he's going to be unemployed for long. Same as Bruce Boudreau, obviously, isn't going to be unemployed for long. In fact, he'll be the first one hired. It's only a matter of time. He's already spoke with the Senators, have already spoken to him. The Minnesota Wild have already spoken to him. And we know the Calgary Flames will soon be speaking to him. And holy shit, hope he just gets steamrollered.
No, you must be way ahead of me.
But he's up and skating away.
Isn't that always the case there, Mark? Isn't Lyle Canada in general?
Well, last week it was the other way around. You guys are ahead of me.
No, everyone was ahead of everyone because round 2 started before round 1 ended. So
which was fucking
hilarious.
Stupid. Now, to be fair though, he got checked into. The guy got checked into Holtby. That wasn't an intentional.
Is it a penalty? Like when a goalie dives at your feet and you land on top of him somehow?
Yeah, Hagelin got checked, bang, right into him. By Orlov, who's not having a good playoff
That's
at
interesting.
all.
That's like the second time Orlov has thrown a hit.
Yeah, and I believe it's also the second time he's thrown a hit that collided with one of his teammates and nearly the first time he did it wound up resulting in a goal.
It's true.
Yeah, Orlov isn't having a good playoff at all here. Not in the Penguins series, he's not.
No. And then the only memorable thing about the Flyer series is when he went headlong into the boards. So.
Shocker, Mike Weber got beat to the puck.
Hey, how about that? Great pickup, team.
Sorry, that was Niskanen. My fault.
Oh,
that was Niskanen.
You're bad.
That was Niskanen.
Former Penguins defenseman is slow on the puck. Lingering feelings for the Penguins, perhaps? I'm trying to stir up shit. So. Yeah.
What? Okay.
Is it working?
No, we've already accepted our fate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've gotten past my drunken Twitter. I'm good for now. For
you
the
guys
rest of
do
the
this
playoffs.
all the time. God, it's heartbreaking to go through this with you guys. It really is.
We're the Eeyore of podcasts when it comes to
that penalty was on Niskanen.
It's just like, never mind.
That penalty didn't even get called on Orlov. It got called on Niskanen?
Listen, Listen, the Capitals can rally back, win this game, go up 3-2, and you guys would be like, never mind. They'll blow the series like they always do.
You know what happens if they go up 3-2? I'll be like, great. Now they're gonna lose it in 7. Awesome.
Sink the
2009 all over again. Great.
Sink the dagger further. Yeah. Yeah.
Great. They're gonna get blown out. Mark on
man,
come back and play amazing.
You guys are the difficult fans. Of all my friends who are fans of different teams, you know what?
The Capitals have a 40-year inferiority complex going on right now.
I mean, it's not just you guys here on the show too. I mean, Kim's like that way. You know, like Jesus.
It's just Capitals fans in general.
Yes.
The big
Yes.
Capitals contingency.
You know, everybody that I know that's a Capitals fan is the same way. It's just waiting for death. You know?
So it's always every year, and it's sad because it's like, oh, this year we got a great team. Things are going our way. We're up 3-0. What's that? 3-1, 3-2. Oh no. The summer of our discontent starts peering over the horizon, Lyle, and we're just like, well, all right. So let's, you know what? I'm trying to be upbeat. I'm trying to go into the mantra. If they go down 3-1, they're gonna do it and reverse it, and be the ones that win after being down. But I don't know. History is not. If we're all about statistics telling future results, then statistically speaking,
it could be worse.
What's that?
I mean, it could be worse. There are literally 90-year-old people right now who are Cubs fans that have never seen the Cubs win a World Series.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah. And well, once upon a time there were Red Sox fans who'd never seen their team win a World Series. 86 years, my friends.
But for their playing the devil's advocate there, Devil's a great guy. But he for a long time, Major League Baseball only had 4 teams going to the playoffs. And for a lot of that time, it was only the top 2 teams. So it's not like the playoff format where you have absolutely. So I don't know.
That's a good point.
I'm just bitter. I'm a bitter bear. I'm not going to speak for Mark or Johnny. I am a bitter, bitter, very pessimistic guy when it comes to hockey because it seems no matter what, I don't know what glass or mirror I broke years ago, it's still with me today. And apparently they compound on interest because it's like once 7 years done, you did another one, so it's 14 years.
So what you're saying is the Capitals are built to break your heart.
Oh, Lyle, they're built to screw me and not buy me dinner kind of situation. Like
Mark, Johnny, you feel the same way? I mean, you see the same way?
So I figured this out. Go ahead, Mark, if you'd like.
No. You go.
So I figured out since how far did this go back? I believe this went back to 1917. Since 1917, only 2/3 of the league has won the Stanley Cup. 10 teams have not won the Stanley Cup since the beginning of the Stanley Cup being given out. Do we think we could name those teams?
I can name them.
Arizona.
Yep.
Yes.
Florida.
Florida.
Washington.
Florida, yes. Washington, yes. St. Louis, yes.
That's 4. San Jose.
San Jose. Nashville.
Yes. Yes.
Ottawa?
Yep.
No.
Oh, but that was an expansion team in 92.
The original Ottawa Senators won the...
All right.
Okay.
So we're on 6 still.
6, yeah. So out of 10...
Vancouver.
Yep.
Yes.
Buffalo.
Yes. There's only 2 left. And both of them are recent teams, though. Well, one's an older team, but became recent again.
Minnesota and Columbus.
Winnipeg.
Minnesota, Columbus, and Winnipeg.
Yeah.
So there were 3 teams left. But out of all of those, the St. Louis Blues started way before the Caps did.
Oh yeah, and you know that all the other teams from the original expansion that the Blues are part of, other than the defunct Oakland Seals, they won Stanley Cups. So those teams are pointing and giggling at the Blues right now. They're pointing at them and giggling. Here's an interesting thing too. The latest odds out of Vegas have the Blues now the favorite to win the Stanley Cup.
Dude, they're playing well.
They're playing
Brian
well.
Elliott's hot at the right time.
Yeah, Yeah, they are. But mind you, though, I mean, to be fair, I mean, yeah, they beat the defending champion Blackhawks, and well done. But they almost blew that, and that was, to be fair, also a Blackhawks team that wasn't as strong as last year, as the model of the last 3 years. Let's be fair, their defense wasn't as good. And against this Dallas Stars team, I mean, I said right from the start, you know, the Stars, their goaltending is suspect, and their defense still needs work, and you saw it, especially in Game 3. Like, they were just mercilessly picked apart. So, you know, I don't think the Blues have come up against a really well-balanced team yet.
Is there?
I'm sorry.
Who's that team in the West?
You know, they haven't gone up against a really well-balanced team yet.
Are the Sharks actually well balanced this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are. And they're actually, you know, after all the years where there was so many heightened expectations in San Jose, and they always came up short, and after them missing the playoffs last year, the expectations were very low for the Sharks. Very low. But, you know, watching them against the Kings, and, you know, the games that they've had against the Predators, though they kind of laid an egg last night against the Preds in Game 3, but in the first 2 games, like, that's a well-balanced team. So,
well-balanced breakfast.
A part of your exactly. If they wind up facing the Sharks, you know, in the conference final, you know, if they get past the Sharks, then I will believe that they could be.
Well, they'll be in the Stanley Cup final.
They'll be in the Cup final, but then but seriously, I would then consider them that, yes, they're a well-balanced enough team that they can, you know, yes, they've beaten a well-balanced team, so yes, then they deserve to be considered, you know, by the odds makers of Cup contenders. You know, as I said, I'm not trying to take
the Sharks. I will say that they're the best team in the West.
Good point, Johnny. Good point. You know,
I can't argue that point, Johnny. I can't argue that. That's yeah. I saw where you were going there. Don't think you pulled a little over my eyes there. You almost did, but anyway. Zing. For a second there, I was gonna say. What am I saying? Of course they would be. Jesus, don't be stupid, Lyle. Once again, Johnny.
Johnny with that wordplay. So, Lyle, with Ottawa interviewing everyone, including you and me, what is the end game for? Who is Pierre Dorion going to go ahead and pick? Because I don't have a damn clue. I don't know where the hell his head's at.
Well, listen. I mean, obviously he was going to be the best guys that were available at the time before Boudreau became available. So of course you're going to talk to Mike Yeo, you know, and whoever else happened to be available, including Mark Crawford. Can't believe they're doing that, you know. Listen, yeah, once upon a time, Mark Crawford, excellent NHL coach, the game has passed him by. Sorry, dude, but it has. But I think, yeah, if he has his druthers, he wants Boudreau. He'll go after Boudreau. If he can't get Boudreau, I think then he'll probably go after Hartley. And if he can't get Hartley, okay, then probably Yeo. Yeo. Yeah.
And sometimes why.
Yes, and that's what I think's going on there. You know, but I think Boudreau. I'm just thinking, given his druthers, I think he would probably prefer going with the Flames, because they're just one good goalie away from really being a dominant team, or a rising team anyway in the Western Conference. You know, again, I don't know what's going through Boudreau's head, but I'm just assuming, because I look at the Wild and they're a mess right now. They really are. They got too many guys that are getting either past their prime or about to reach it, that are carrying big contracts they can't unload. Some of their kids that they thought were going to, you know, blossom into stars by now haven't. You know, the Sens, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good components there, but, you know, this is a team that they've been through 7 coaches in 10 years. You know, it's been a revolving door, and you've got Eugene Melnick there as your owner, who just, you know, the whim is just there. You never know what he's going to do. I mean, it just seems like, well, we're a budget team. We can't really spend. Oh, $7 million a season to Bobby Ryan. Oh shit, we overpaid him. Okay, we're a budget team. Well, here's another shiny thing I want, and I don't like this coach, and I think there's going to be changes. In other words, there's not really very much stability among his owners, would-be owners, or bosses, I should say. So that's another reason why I think the Senators wouldn't be a destination for him.
Yeah, and I mean, this will be the fourth coach in the past 6 years for the Senators.
Something like
Clouston, McLean, Cameron, now whoever the fourth one is.
Before that they went through Jacques Martin. Brian Murray had a couple of kicks at it as well. Oh God,
Rick Bowness.
No, not Rick Bowness. Rick Bowness is way in the past. I'm just thinking the last 10 years or so. Who's Hartsburg?
Oh, Craig Hart. Wow, Jesus.
Yep, Hartsburg was one. There's another one in there too.
All right, here we go. We've got ourselves
rattle 'em off.
From past 10 years. So we'll start 2005, 2007. That's Brian Murray.
Yep.
John Paddock. Brian Murray.
Basis. Brian Murray again.
Craig Hartsburg.
And
then from 2009 to today, Corey Clouston, Paul McLean, Dave Cameron.
McLean and Cameron. So 7 in the last 10 years, basically.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7 coaching changes. I mean, I know Brian Murray's did it twice, but 7 coaching changes. I mean, and the running theme over the last 4 to 5 years is their defense has been horrible. Now, when they were doing their little mini rebuild I think it was around 2011 is when they started doing their little mini rebuild. It was understandable then why their defense was going to suck on toast, because they said, we're going to rebuild, and they dumped a lot of guys. They traded away Mike Fisher, traded away Chris Kelly, a couple other guys, who were key parts of their roster at the time. They were going to get younger. That was their whole mantra. So you expected their defense to suck for a couple of years. But they've got some good players on that team. They've got outstanding goaltending. And let's face it, if it wasn't for their goaltending last season, they wouldn't have made it in because their defense was horrible then. But you've got the best defenseman in the league, a guy who's up for his third Norris Trophy in 4 years, who set franchise records this season in assists and points, 66 assists and 82 points. He's led the league among defensemen in scoring 5 straight seasons, and I'm talking, of course, of Erik Karlsson. So you got one of the best defensemen in the league. You got a very promising young defenseman in Cody Ceci. Okay, you've got a decent second pairing guy in Dion Phaneuf. Mark Mathot, you can go either way with it. I mean, there's still some work that needs to be done there, but it's not a horrible, awful defense. Plus, you've got one of the best two-way forwards in the game in Mark Stone, who, by the way, I thought should have gotten a Selke nomination this season. He led the league in takeaways by an almost 2-to-1 margin. Okay, I just think it's because he's not as well known yet, so that's why a lot of the writers went for, Bergeron deserved it obviously, and Kopitar deserved it. Who's the third guy nominated again? I forget. Doesn't matter. Bottom line is they went for 3 regular Ryan Kesler. Ryan fecking Kesler, whose best years were, I'm sorry, he used to be one of the best. I don't think he was particularly that good this season, not in comparison to Mark Stone. I would have replaced Kesler with Mark Stone. Mark Stone would have deserved it. But my point being, you've got rock solid goaltending. You've got the best defenseman in the league, plus at least 2 or 3 other decent supporting blue liners, and you got one of the best defensive forwards in the league, and you're dead last in the league in defensive stats. You're the worst in defensive stats. So it's obviously the coaching. The coaching is the problem, and they've got to get somebody in there that can turn that around. They could also use another good defenseman as well. I mean, if they got the money to spend, go out and get another good, I'd say a good second pairing defenseman, or if you can, get another top 2. But if you can't get that, get another second pairing guy. Absolutely. But they've got to get, if they're going to bring in a coach, it's got to be somebody who's going to preach defense, and turn them around, because otherwise it's just going to be the same results over and over again. You know.
Yeah, well, maybe they can get Alexander Radulov. That'd be good. That'd be good for them.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you can tell we're kind of in the middle of the slow period when Alex Radulov rumors become a thing and people start speculating. Oh, here's 7 teams he could go to. I love that he got linked at that he was been linked to the Washington Capitals. Yeah, I love that. Oh, well, he gets to play with his buddy Ovechkin. Well, first of all, we don't know that they're buddies. Just because they're Russian don't mean they're pals.
Yeah, thanks, Mike Milbury.
Yeah.
And second of all, are you not forgetting the history between Radulov and Capitals coach Barry Trotz during Radulov's
It's a terrible
his
idea.
ill-fated comeback attempt 4 years ago? I mean, is that a good fit? Oh, hell no, it's not a good fit. So, I mean, come on, guys. If you're going to, at least put some thought into it if you're going to dream up magical destinations for Radulov.
I'd rather the Caps bring Fedorov back first.
Yeah, there you go. Somebody will be a positive impact in the room. I mean, look, I know the guy, yeah, he's got offensive skills, but let's be honest here. He's a one-dimensional player. He has a reputation for being selfish. He has absolutely no interest in playing defensive hockey,
And the Caps already had Alex Semin on the team.
Well, yeah, you had that version. Exactly. So why bring him back? I said, if you do, I just say, man, for people that are bringing him back, don't overpay. Don't overpay. I heard, the Canadians mentioned as a possibility, and I'm just like, But if you're going to, okay, fine, do what you did with Alex Semin. 1 year, $1.1 million. Or 1 year, even 1 year, $2 million. Fine, like make him prove it. Don't invest longer in this guy than you have to because it can blow up so easily in your face.
Yeah, you can't invest. I mean, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing, everybody?
What are you doing?
What are you doing, everybody? Anyway, what are we doing here? Yeah, we talked about Alexander Radulov. NHL and NHLPA agree to expansion draft outline. Hooray!
Well, interesting bit of news there on that one, though. I mean, at least with the whole issue of players with no movement clauses, they have to be protected. That was the deal that was made. We talked about it, I think, last week briefly about, okay, what was the deal going to be? And it is players with no movement clauses have to be protected. Players with no trade clauses, however, don't get that exemption. You have the choice of you can protect them if you want, otherwise you have to leave them exposed. It's not mandatory to protect those players. Now, the issue came up about Marc-Andre Fleury because he's an unusual case. He's got a no movement clause and a partial no trade clause. But in this instance, the no movement applies to waivers and demotions. They cannot put him on waivers. They cannot demote him. Okay? But so that's fine. But in terms of trades, yeah, no trade clause. So that means the Penguins would have to expose him in the draft, or trade him, or they'll have to choose. Basically in the expansion draft, they'll have to choose between Fleury and Matt Murray. And the way Matt Murray's playing right now, let's just say hypothetically, if Matt Murray was to carry the Pittsburgh Penguins as far as the Stanley Cup final, hypothetically, in the context of them having to protect players,
even our friends are against it. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, but let's say if that was to happen, though, then maybe that kind of, greases the skids for his way out for Fleury's way out. So that way they can protect him. Or here's the third version. Here's the third thing they could do. They protect Murray. They leave Fleury unprotected, but cut a deal with Las Vegas saying, look, we'll send you a second-round draft pick, and I am one of our better prospects if you do not select Matt Murray.
Are you allowed to do that? That sounds like
actually
some Italian stuff right there.
Actually, it was done before when the Columbus Blue Jackets, I believe, was the Blue Jackets or the Wild, when one of those last two teams came into the league in the expansion draft. One of the teams, I can't remember who it was now, but they swung a deal with them. They sent him a pick, a future consideration. So the future consideration was you could pick anybody off our roster except this guy. And that's what they did. They selected somebody else off of their roster
I
instead.
think in MLS the way that it works is that you actually do pick the player. So like Las Vegas would choose Fleury, but then they would trade them back to Pittsburgh for like a second round pick and like another player from the team or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a possibility as well. I mean, we haven't seen what the full rules are actually going to be. They may come out with rules that prohibit that sort of thing from happening. I'd be surprised if they do, though, because I do think that while they're making the rules so specific that, oh shit, for a team that has say 6 players on their roster with full no movement clauses, and you have to protect all of them, even if 2 of them are guys you would prefer leaving exposed in the expansion draft. I don't think they want to tie the GM's hands too much by not giving them that option to say, okay, look, we're having to leave this player unprotected, but what would you want from our roster not to take that player? Would you want to select this player, and we also send you a draft pick for what we'd call future considerations, and this would be the future consideration?
This is so complicated now.
Well,
not really.
Not really.
Because
here it is. 2000 draft. In return for agreeing not to select certain unprotected players, the Blue Jackets and Wild were granted concessions by other franchises. The trades not involving Blue Jacket or Wild draft picks were booked for being as future considerations. So San Jose traded Jan Kulhan, a 9th-round pick in the 2000 draft, and a conditional pick, which turned out to be Aaron Johnson in the 2001 draft, to Columbus on June 11th, 2000, after the Blue Jackets agreed not to select Evgeny Nabokov.
Yeah.
Buffalo traded Jean-Luc Grandpierre, Matt Davidson, and 2 5th-round picks, one of each 2000 and 2001, to Columbus after the Blue Jackets agreed not to select Dominic Hasek or Marty Biron. Evgeny Nabokov was also part of the Minnesota situation, as San Jose received Andy Sutton, or traded Andy Sutton to the Minnesota Wild for not taking Evgeny
exactly.
Nabokov.
So I mean, the precedent has been set before, and I think that they're going to stick to that. I really don't think they want to handcuff the GMs of the existing franchises too much. I mean, it's enough that you got the PA to agree that, okay, if you make sure that the guys on full no movement clauses are, that they are mandatorily that they have to be protected. It's mandatory that the team protects them. We will, by the same token, there should be allowances made where they can wheel and deal to make sure a guy they leave unprotected.
So how ultimately help out the team too? Because it gives them random draft picks and stuff that they wouldn't have really had.
Yeah, exactly. Something you can load up on maybe for 2017. If you pick this guy, you'll get let's say a 3rd-round pick in the 2017 draft, which you wouldn't have probably had to start with anyway. Now you got 2 picks in that draft in that round in that draft. So,
so what would prevent someone from re-signing, say, a restricted free agent to a, restricted no movement clause deal just to protect them?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
If there's a player right now who's eligible for, who's going to a year out from restricted or even unrestricted free agency, and the team signs them, to a deal, and it contains a no movement clause, even just a temporary one for 1 year, after which it becomes a no trade. There's, unless they come out specifically in the draft, in the rules, these draft rules, which I don't believe they can. Because signing players to contracts with no movement clauses, that's part of the CBA, which is separate from the rules of engagement, if you will, for the entry draft. So there's nothing, hypothetically, to stopping a team from signing a restricted or unrestricted free agent a year out, or even days before the expansion draft.
Yeah.
Or say the mandatory date when you have to submit your roster of unprotected players. There's nothing to stop that team from re-signing that player to a 1-year no movement clause, just effective for that year. However,
seems like a Lou Lamoriello-sized loophole.
Oh yeah, but here's the thing though. Actually, it's going to Mark. It's going to depend on when they hold the draft. If the draft is held in June, it won't matter. If you sign a player now, okay, it has to be a contract. That player, basically, that contract has to take effect on 1 July of this year in order to be effective in that draft. because otherwise it won't matter. It wouldn't matter if you signed the guy for the contract that starts on July 1st, 2017.
The NHL is smart
he's
enough,
still
though.
under the 2016-2017
But
contract.
the owners have to know if there's going to be a new franchise because they're going to be the ones voting on it. So they're going to have plenty of time to tell their GMs to re-sign people and give them restricted free agent deals.
I mean, let's give the NHL.
Provided that's a sorry, Johnny. I just want to get this
go
point.
ahead.
Provided that it's for players who are going to be restricted or unrestricted free agents starting this summer.
Right.
If the expansion draft is next June, it has to cover off the period of 1 July to 30 June of next year. Now, if the expansion draft is held next July, then yes, if you could take guys who are restricted or unrestricted free agents starting in 2017 and sign them this summer, and it would carry over. But I think the expansion draft will be held in June. I don't think that they're. Yeah. Go ahead, John.
What did the expansion draft have to be held before the player entry draft?
Historically, it has.
Yeah.
In and around that time.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be held. It'd be held. Well, it'd be held the week of.
Days beforehand.
Yeah,
it would happen
like
usually the
2
day
days.
the day of. Usually the Wednesday or Thursday before.
But I feel like it has to, like, because you could technically trade draft picks for that upcoming draft, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would think that
And they would, odds are they would get
before the draft.
compensatory picks as well for the year after.
Yes.
Because that's what happened with I'm looking at Nashville's. Nashville's is one of the most interesting or expansion drafts because they picked Mike Richter and Uwe Krupp, who became unrestricted free agents on July 1st.
Yeah.
So for a short, 4 days, Mike Richter was a Nashville Predator.
Yeah.
And then, Calgary trading guys to not pick a goaltender, Chris Terreri being protected, Gary Galley being protected, Paul Coffey being protected.
It's funny to hear Gary Galley being protected.
I
Now
know.
he's a between the bench commentator for Hockey Night in Canada. But
and then you have the '91 dispersal and expansion draft.
Whoa,
that was a fun time.
You're going way back here when it was the Wild West for expansion draft. Yeah.
Holy dino! Yeah.
Rules were pretty fast and loose back then, and they.
Well, that was because the Guns had that issue with the Minnesota North Stars trying to move the North Stars to San Jose.
That was such a weird time. That 2 years between 91 and 93 was a really weird and wacky time for expansion drafts.
Yeah,
it really
that was middle school for me. That was really weird.
It was an odd time. You were finding
I
yourself.
agree completely. Those 3 years were shit, actually.
Man, I can't
Now
believe
that I
it.
look back.
And 93 had
Oh,
two
man.
phases. 1993 expansion draft was 2 phases, apparently.
Yeah, it was weird. Well, you're not going to see that sort of thing again, too, because their whole point now with these ones is they look back at the previous expansion drafts that they did, and to be honest, I mean, they really weren't fair to the expansion teams. They got a lot of shit, let's be honest. Some teams managed to get a decent goal. I mean, Florida Panthers, in 92, they got John Van Beesbrook, who became their franchise guy.
Guy Bear.
I was just going to say, Guy Bear with the Ducks. I mean, some teams lucked out. They were able to get the odd good player, but most of what they got with their rosters was dreck. It really was. They were has-beens and never-weres, and it just wasn't fair. So now they're trying to make it, to the league's credit, I give them credit, trying to make it more fair, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what these rules are going to be when they come out, because the existing GMs are going to look for whatever loopholes they can find.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, because they always do, just like they always do.
Mm-hmm.
And they will find something that the league overlooked or the PA overlooked, and it'll be, you can't touch this guy because of this little loophole that says that because he was born on Shrove Tuesday, in 1950, he can't be selected, there'll be something. They'll find something. It won't be ironclad. Somebody will come up with a loophole. Probably Lamoriello, because he's, give the guy his
slippery, sneaky.
He is a slippery, crafty guy.
Yeah.
You just know they'll find something. Oh, and the Penguins scored. Sorry, guys. Number 7 on your program. Number 7. Because they got so many young guys now, the Penguins. I don't know half the players on their team now. They call it
You are so far ahead of me.
So far ahead of you.
Is it just me
Cullen,
that,
Matt Cullen.
that kind of feels like expansion teams should suck for a couple of years?
Well, listen, it's not like they're going to be great to begin with. You know, whoever, I mean, even by changing the rules now, there's still not going to be a lot of great talent they're going to get. They'll get more than what they would have had in previous expansion drafts, but there's still going to be a bottom feeder, you know, to start the first year or two.
Yeah, that's just one of
The
those.
whole point, yeah, and everybody expects that. If your expansion team coming to town, I mean, you know, they're not going to expect you to. They just want you to be competitive in the first year. Don't get humiliated, you know, every night. Just you know, be competitive and be in every game. You know, give us something to cheer for so we can build our hopes as we build moving forward.
Onward and upward. Yeah.
I'm going to be interested also to see what who Las Vegas hires as a GM. Because it's going to be, listen, everybody knows Vegas is in. It's just...
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, well, Vegas is in. Vegas is going to be in. They vote for expansion. Vegas is coming. It just remains to be seen if Quebec City will be as well. I'd love to see Quebec City get in because, as I said, fantastic fan base, fantastic hockey town. But, yeah, you're shaking your head, Scotty, and I'm assuming you're shaking your head because you don't think it's going to happen, and in which case I believe you. Yes, money. The Canadian dollar in the crapper right now, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's not going to get any better with this damn fire that's happening.
Oh, boy, howdy, Jesus. Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fort McMurray's burning down.
Woof.
Yowza. Not good. Not good at all. But anyway, but yeah. So, you know, as I said, it'll be interesting to see who they hire for the general manager. You got to figure they're going to go with somebody that's experienced. Somebody with management chops, and they'll, good Lord, good God, that's Mike Milbury's music. Good God, good God.
Oh, he's so great. Get him off TV.
Oh, Jesus.
Let him screw up that franchise.
Oh, he would so set that franchise back 1,000 years.
I would hope so.
Why does anybody listen to
He's
anything
smart enough
Mike
to
Milbury
trade
says?
for Zdeno Chara, right?
What's
I
that?
mean, he's got to bring Chara back if he's a GM of a
Amazing
new
what he
team.
did. Full
He'd be
circle.
like, I am going to correct the mistake I made with the Islanders. I am reuniting myself with Zdeno Chara. Well done, you moron. Zdeno Chara won't waive his no movement clause to go
No,
there.
no, no.
He has to be protected. Full no move has to be protected.
There you go. Who knows? Maybe Big Z wants that nightlife. You don't know.
Maybe he does.
Doubt it, but
Maybe he
maybe you know.
Nah. Nah. Big Z doesn't strike me as a high-rolling nightlife type of guy.
Chara bomb.
Charbon.
Chara bomb!
Well, Lyle, the draft lottery was a thing, and sadly, Edmonton did not
man.
make everything burn.
I know! Speaking of things burning, I mean, that's what I wanted to see. It was so anticlimactic. And yeah, it was just like, oh yeah, it's like, well, Toronto's going to win this. Toronto's going to win it.
Edmonton is obviously bandying about their fourth pick, and everyone's
They were going to move it.
going
They're gonna-
crazy.
Yeah, they're going to trade it.
Yeah, get some defense in there. Nah, they'll get another forward.
They'll trade for another top line forward. This
All right, guys.
time it'll work.
We traded the fourth pick. Everybody, please welcome my highest regards to this man, Justin Abelkader, everybody. Justin Abelkader.
Hey, wait, what?
He's not a defensive.
What the hell? Yeah. That would be a hell of a swerve.
That'd be
He
amazing.
could really use somebody like Alex Hemsky, I think.
Again.
The second
Yeah.
coming of the Hemsky. Yes, the hammer. Yes, indeed.
Just get Mike Comrie back, the band's back together.
There you go. Yabba dabba do. But the thing that got me about all of that thing with the draft lottery is you immediately started seeing, well, you didn't see it in the American press. You saw it in the Canadian media, especially out of Vancouver and Ottawa. Oh, our team lost the draft lottery. Oh, we didn't get a top 3 pick. We lost the draft lottery. Okay, your team didn't lose the draft lottery. First of all, your team was a loser to begin with because in order to be in contention for this lottery, your team had to suck on toast this season. And they did. Congratulations. You get the dubious honor of being in line for the draft lottery. And what, by the way, wasn't it hilarious to see all those general managers sitting there looking like the only ones that were really had any real excitement to be there at all or for any reason at all was obviously Brendan Shanahan, Chiarelli, because at the time they would have had second, but then they slid to fourth, so there is some karma in the world after all. But regardless, a couple other teams, but Boston, like Don Sweeney totally looked like I flew all the way up here for this shit. You know, that was a waste of my Saturday. You know, when time's the bar open again? You know. I love Bergevin just sitting there, just stone faced through the whole thing. He looks like he could beat the shit out of every one of those guys. You know?
True, actually,
he
that is
really
true.
did. Like,
I don't know.
He
Like,
might be the angriest
looking
person
guy.
I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, like yeah.
Hey, except for
Burke-
Shanahan,
Burke,
maybe.
Burke, well, except for Shay. Yeah, because Shanny's still a tough guy, tough customer. I wouldn't want to tangle with Shanny after all these years. No way. He may be an executive, but this is an executive who has the record for most penalty minutes and scored over 600 goals in a season. So no, I would never want to tangle with him. Not even at this stage in his life. No way. Brian Burke, he was rocking the Sonic the Hedgehog look, man. That hair helmet was a thing of beauty.
And again, with the tie, just why even have it? It's just shown over your shoulders like a
Over his shoulder, and he's not even trying to. You know, if he could, if he felt he could get away with it, he'd walk in with it tied around his dick. Just go, here you go. Look, it's a Windsor look.
At what
Look.
point does he go
Get
ahead and
closer.
How about he just do polo shirt under the suit jacket? What point does he just do that now?
Wow, like his gaff factor is just every year it just slips a little
I
more.
can't wait until he goes full gym coach though, and he's like wearing the tearaway pants with like the polo shirt. maybe rocks those like bike, like the football coach pants.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that he needs to change the wardrobe a little bit. I mean, what he's wearing is obviously too much. I mean, the tie. I'm surprised he even wears shirts to
It's a
most of
hindrance
these
to him
events.
now. It's just a complete hindrance. Don't ever change, Brian Burke. Don't ever change.
Yeah. But
I'd like to see the draft lottery be like the teams that didn't make it to the playoffs playing a one-game like bracket style tournament.
Yes, that's what they should do. Fuck this lottery shit. The 14 teams that didn't make it in, we're going to have a tournament. No, you little bastards don't go anywhere for a week. No, we're going to have a little tournament here. We're going to delay the Stanley Cup final by a week. What the hell? The damn thing isn't over until the middle of June anyway. What's another week? And we're going to have a mini play, one game. You know, we're going to do it. You know, just little brackets and just one game, winner take all. You know, that'd be a hell of a lot more interesting and entertaining than that. I mean, crap. But well, no, we have too many players that are hurt. We don't want them getting hurt for nothing tournament.
Yeah, and what about the guys whose contracts are up? They don't give two shits if the Toronto Maple Leafs get the number one pick.
So yeah,
That's
but I
true.
still like the idea, Johnny. Though it would be a lot more entertaining. But
I say you let their fans play then.
there you go. There
Teams put together a team of fans,
Super fans.
18-man fan roster that
Yep.
plays a tournament against other teams' fans to pick up the first pick in the draft.
And there you
Screw
go.
it, 3-on-3. We do a 3-on-3 like the All-Star game. That's
I
what
love
means
it,
something.
Scotty. You don't
Oh,
even.
yeah.
You need 11 players then.
Yeah.
11
happen.
fans.
Make it happen. Make it happen. But the thing is, though, that gets me, like I said, just getting back to my point, is they're all sitting there all sucky and sulking. Oh, we didn't get it. Our team didn't win the draft. Blah blah blah. You know, the last time I looked, teams that wound up with picking between 4th and 14th overall, they usually got a pretty good player out of the deal. Sometimes they even hit feckin' pay dirt and got themselves a superstar. So, I mean, listen, we all know at the end of the day, the draft is still a crapshoot. I mean, yeah, if you get the first overall pick, your odds of getting a really good player are better than somebody who's second or third or those further on the draft. But it still comes down to it's still a crapshoot. You can have the best management, the best scouts, and everything like that. You don't know how these picks are going to pan out. We've seen guys who are first round picks that turned into busts, or guys who were picked in the first three selections who were busts. Conversely, we've seen players who were picked in the last round go on to become superstars. We've seen guys who were picked from 15th to 30th in the first round go on to be superstars. So, you know, this whole thing of, oh, we lost the draft lottery. You didn't fucking lose anything. Okay, your team was a loser anyway because it qualified for the draft lottery, so sit down and shut up over that. And, you know, so you get 4th overall or 5th or 6th or 10th. The odds are still pretty good that you're going to get a decent player. So just, you know, stop your bitching. It's nothing. It's just honest to God. Those are pundits that really is just like, oh, well, you know, we don't really have much to write about now with the team that we cover being out. So, Oilers lose draft lottery. Senators lose draft lottery. You know, it's just
Yeah.
you know that's
The worst
basically-
thing that could have occurred was those websites that allowed you to like predict the draft lottery because it gave people hope.
Oh man, or the draft simulator. I didn't touch that thing at all, man. Like that was ridiculous.
Why didn't the Toronto media say statistically speaking, the Maple Leafs weren't going to make the Stanley Cup? Why didn't they say Toronto Maple Leafs lose the Stanley Cup?
Yeah.
It's the same sort of journalism, right?
Exactly. And here's the thing too. I mean, yeah, okay, Toronto, yeah, you got the first, you know, to no one's surprise really. You got to wound up winning the draft lottery, get the first overall pick. They're probably going to take Austin Matthews. But, you know, the one thing I say, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, hell, whoever they pick, read Austin Matthews, you know, Patrick Laine, you know, Magnus Puljujarvi, Matt Tkachuk, whoever they pick, that kid is going to be under so much pressure. I mean, it's going to be crazy. The last time Toronto had a first overall pick was 1985, and they selected Wendell Clark. But it was a different time and place back then. You know, yeah, the kid had some pressure, sure, but it's nothing like it is now. I mean, Austin Matthews is going to come in there, and you know the expectation is going to be you're the savior, you're the franchise guy, you're the one that our hopes and dreams are being built on, and I really hope that the kid's up for it. I really do, because you know he's going to face pressure like he's never faced before. You know, I mean, hell, it would have been the same for Connor McDavid if the Leafs had won the draft lottery last year and got him. I mean, yeah, McDavid's a tremendous talent, but you know. I'd like to think he would have been able to adjust to playing there in his home team and everything like that, and be able to face all that pressure and all that media bombardment. Yeah, he gets his fair share in Edmonton. And yeah, Edmonton's a significant hockey town, but it's nothing like Toronto. So I really hope that you know the kid they bring in there, and for God's sake, I hope that they bring him in slowly, you know, or carefully. They don't rush him and ruin him, because oh Jesus, you know. They got to get it right on so many levels, not just picking the player with the right skills, but obviously a player who's going to have the temperament to be able to handle it.
But so speaking of Austin Matthews, though, of the entire show that they've been doing, this draft lottery show that they've been doing for years now at this point, the person that I feel worse for is the consensus first overall pick every season, because they're forced to sit there and act like they give a shit.
Yeah.
Before a draft, when they don't even know if they're going to be the first pick of the draft.
Yeah.
They're just what the media is pushing to be the first pick of the draft.
Yeah.
Toronto has not come out and randomly been like, hey, we're going to pick Austin Matthews. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, okay, well, he's going to be the first pick of the draft because Toronto said so. No. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, wherever he is in
Lord,
Switzerland
yeah,
or
I
whatnot.
know. Yeah.
And they have him on a delayed trying to talk to him and ask him questions, and he's supposed to give a shit. It's so dumb to me that they talk to these kids.
I agree with you. Like that show is just every year, it's just worse and worse. And to make matters worse, it was the show lasted an hour. They didn't get around to doing the picks until like the final 10 minutes of the show. You know, and then of course to build the drama as we got to the final three, oh, now we need a commercial break. You know,
I did really like the stats though. They would like throw in. They're like, and the 14th pick is so and so. The 14th pick has always gotten the 14th pick since we went to the draft lottery. It was like the fortune telling panda adding stuff to the end of its picks. I was like, what the hell is going on right now?
Here's some useless information for you. Yeah, exactly. Mark, you okay there, brother?
No.
Oh.
No, well, nothing's happened. It's just people when the Caps are on a power play and there's a wide open shot from the.
I saw that too. Yeah, they're showing the replay. Oh, and he misses the net. Yeah.
By the way, I'm gonna give myself an early diss. I just realized probably about 10 minutes ago that I forgot to turn the boxes off for tonight's show. So just letting y'all know.
Well, people can see me reacting then.
Yay! That's all right. But yeah, and I mean, it's awesome. It was 3:30 in the damn morning when they were interviewing. The kid is tired. I mean, they did the same thing with Patrick Laine. He just didn't give a shit. He was laying down in his bed, you know. Steve Dangle was saying, yeah, it looked like he was a kid just laying there, you ever sit and look at clouds and imagine there's something else? You know, he had that look, right? He just didn't give a shit. But You know, yeah, why are you questioning these kids? They don't care. And last year was such a travesty because, the Buffalo Sabres didn't get the first overall pick. Oh, and McDavid looked so upset. Oh, he looked so shocked. I remember we had 2 weeks of horse shit of Connor McDavid doesn't want to go to Edmonton. Connor McDavid doesn't want to go to Edmonton. All upset. May not report to Edmonton. I remember some hyperventilating moron actually threw that out there, which was complete and utter horse shit. It's like these kids, as you said, Johnny, they don't care. They don't right now. They really don't care. So
Sorry.
No, that's okay. So
They called Oshie for a bullshit cross-check, and then Trevor Daley threw Oshie into the back of the net and didn't get anything.
Listen, this series is just getting worse and worse. Like for uncalled penalties and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, this
and
refereeing
play
is terrible.
Oh, it's been terrible every year. Well, and you know, I read a really interesting piece in the National Post today. Mike Zeisberger, who normally writes for Toronto Sun, he was saying that players talk about how they have to respect each other out there, but they don't have any. That was basically the gist of it. They talk about we've got to respect each other if we're going to get these dirty hits and things like that out of the game, and then they get out on the ice and they don't have any respect for each other. They totally hack and whack and cheap shot and everything else. It's just like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And to be clear, I'm not saying this as a Caps fan. I'm saying this as a hockey fan. Like the entire series has been poorly refereed. Not to mention, I mean, I haven't really watched any of the Western Conference games. I mean, clearly, if Chris Letang can slash somebody in the face and get away with it, then that refereeing in the Rangers series wasn't that great either.
It wasn't good last night in the Islanders Lightning series either. Yep. I mean, Brian Boyle was complete and total headshot, on Thomas Hickey. Nowhere near the puck. He dished off the puck you could have counted like 5 steamboats for God's sake. And he hits him in the head and then turns around and scores a game-winning goal. I don't blame Jack Capuano for being upset. It was like, Jesus, that was a penalty. But their thinking was, earlier in the game, Hickey leveled Jonathan Drouin when he was coming into the zone, so that kind of evens it out. I was like, no, it isn't, because the Hickey hit was a clean hit. He wasn't headhunting, he dropped his shoulder to level a hit just at the moment that Jonathan Drouin cut into the middle, which how many times, I will say this in Don Cherry's favor, he warns players never to do, and how many times has he proven right? And yet Jonathan Drouin tried it, and bang, he got stood up at the blue line. He got leveled. It was a clean hit. Brian Boyle's hit was not clean. I'm not saying that because I favor the Lightning or the Islanders, because I don't have a dog in that fight. I'm just calling it the way that I saw it. It was like, Boyle's goal shouldn't have counted. That was a dirty hit. Hickey's hit on Jonathan Drouin was a clean hockey hit.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, well, let's get out of here before freaking third happens and just my dreams are crushed as a human.
Oh, man.
Coming back from 3-1.
It's the only
We'll
chance.
be here next week, and you guys will be going, oh, great that they came back from down 3 games.
And I will be wearing a tuxedo.
Donnie, you're a genius. You're a prognosticator of the first order, my friend.
I'm still going to say they're going to lose, though.
We're all next week. It'll either be Johnny was right, huzzah, or Scotty will be sitting there going.
If the Caps are still playing next Wednesday, it'll be Game 7, right? Because Game 7's next
Ooh,
Thursday.
hot diggity damn! Last time we had a Capitals Game 7, that was
that ended well.
Never mind. Sorry, forget I even said that. Forget I even mentioned it.
Actually, what time are they at in the game?
Right now,
9:09 left.
I get 8:17. Yeah, I'm about 40 seconds ahead of you guys right now.
I'm looking at NHL.com, so.
Yeah, I'm watching on Hockey Night in Canada. So.
There's plenty of time. It's only 2-1.
It's only 2-1. Yeah, they could come back from this.
And because I don't have to work tomorrow, 4 overtimes.
Oh, wow.
By the way, can we just say that the Tampa Bay New York Islanders series could be the worst scheduled series I've ever seen in my life?
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
No.
Wasn't there a back-to-back at some point, like earlier in the season or series, or am I just making
it was
that
Game
up?
1 and 2.
Last Wednesday,
Oh.
you saw game. What was it? Game 7. Was it Game 7?
Well, no, I'm just saying. Game.
We weren't
game
finished.
7 was after Game 1, but even before then, the Islanders and Panthers was 1-2 with back-to-back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that is crazy, man. Like I don't know what I don't know what the league's thinking. I don't know
They're
what
not.
it is.
Wow,
Is it something to do with Barclays Center's schedule? What the hell is it,
The
man?
Nets aren't playing there, so they should.
I don't know. Oh, can I just want to say very quickly to shout out to Eric Erlandson of now the former Tampa Tribune. Yeah.
What a time to be merging and then fired.
Yeah, and that was just cold, man. Like, not only did he find out yesterday while he's getting ready to cover Game 3 of the Lightning and Islanders, that he finds out that the Tampa Bay Times have taken over his paper. And that now, oh shit, he's out of a job. But they turn around and cancel his email, and he lost all his contacts. It's like, dudes, can't you at least wait until he comes back to the office and he cleans out his desk and you give him his severance package for you to do that? You know, that put me in mind of, did you guys ever see the movie called Margin Call?
Mm-mm.
Watch that movie, by the way. It's fantastic. It's got a great cast. But, it's the same sort of, basically it's about like this giant firm. The whole story was basically like just kind of an encapsulation of the big economic crash of 2008 and how it was based in one, like trading house. But anyway, the very start of that movie, you see people being fired, and they're carrying their shit out and everything like that. And, the guy's trying to use his cell phone to call his wife, and they wound up canceling his cell phone on him.
Wow.
And that's what it put me in mind of. It's like, geez, guys, that is cold. Like, let the dude at least come back and have a chance to clear out his desk and all that shit, when you give him a severance package before you do it. But the reason I mentioned it, first of all, Eric Erlendsson, I've been following his work for the last 15 years. I think he's done a fantastic job covering the Lightning. Scotty, you and I met him very briefly at the 09 draft.
We did.
When Larry Brooks was giving us a hard time, we looked at each other, we looked at Eric, and he kind of looked at us and was like, the hell, But we actually, we met him briefly. He was a really nice guy. He was really nice. Well, he was really nice to us. I mean, we had a nice little chat with him there before Larry piped up and was a douche. That's why I'm in Dan Boyle's corner, by the way, on that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm on Team Boyle too.
Yes, I'm definitely on Team Boyle. Thank you, Dano. Well done for calling it like it is. But anyway, shout out to Eric, and hopefully, I hope he lands on his feet quickly. Attention, NHL.com, please hire him. He will do a fantastic job for you.
And I have to say, the worst part about this whole thing is the fact that the Tampa Times, their beat writer, Joe Smith.
Joe Smith.
You can't get a more generic name than Joe Smith.
Is he even a real person?
He looks like a clip. He looks like a stock photo.
A stock photo of insert clip art of stock sports writer here.
Exactly.
He's really good with Maryland's run to the national championship.
You know what? He's not. That's not a lie. You're right, Johnny. But I don't know. I don't think him or Juan Dixon are going to be good for writing about the hockey team. Just me.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Smith's been doing it for a while. He hasn't done too badly. But like I said, Eric Erlendsson was my go-to guy for it. Well, like I said, I had loyalty to him. I followed his work for 15 years. So, yeah. So, anyway,
all right,
hope you get hired again. Hope you get hired real soon, Eric. Real soon. You deserve it, buddy. So, anyway.
All right. Well, that's it. That's all. We're gonna let Lyle go. Next week we'll talk about the Caps renaissance or the Caps explosion. We'll dissect one way or the other.
Indeed.
All right, Lyle. Take care. It's been fun.
Have a great week, guys.
See you, buddy.
See you, Lyle.
There he goes. Lyle Richardson, SpectresHockey.net, HockeyNews.com, BreezeReport.com, Prince Edward, Guardian Island, Johnny, go!
The shout-outs. Well, I already gave my diss. I kind of screwed up, but whatever. Yeah. Shout-outs to English Premier League soccer in person. It's a fun time.
It's a bloody big deal.
It is. So
All
that
right.
shall happen. I think I'm good.
Mark?
Shout out to the O's. We're going to go see Brittany and I are seeing our first game of the year on Saturday, as I believe I mentioned. And I guess that's about it. I am low on the shout outs these days, as I say every week. So
It's all
that's
good
it
in the
for
hood.
me.
It's all good in the hood, brother. I will go ahead and give a shout out to Beet Farms, because I've been smelling that with the wind, because there's a beet refining plant not too far down the road. So Beet Farms, holla.
Is that where they grow headphones?
Exactly. It's where they grow the headphones and where they get those sick beets. There we go. What else do I have? I don't think I have anything else. I think that's it. Shout out to Jen getting better and all that other fun stuff. So that's it. That's done. All right, bye everybody. It's been the Face Off Hockey Show. On FaceOffHockeyShow.com for Johnny P. Mark with a C. I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. FaceOffHockeyShow.com. FaceOffHDKY Show on Twitter. FOHS Radio on Facebook. And that's it. See you guys later. Peace.